Welcome, my peeps, my peoples. Please like, comment, subscribe, share the video. It'd be greatly appreciated from the bottom of my heart, my peeps, my peoples. Peep Squad is in the building, baby. We going to the top, to the top, to the top, baby. We're going to bring others with us. So please become a part of Notification Squad. Peep Squad, hit that notification bell, baby. Know each and every time I drop a video and tell me what's on your mind. So let's just talk about it. What is going on? Yes, there's a lot going on out here in this world, baby. The coronavirus is very serious. So just make sure you take care of yourselves. You take your B12s. You take your vitamin C. And if you can actually get a shot from the doctor, or you can order it online, something to basically boost your immune system if you do have problems with your immune system. But just eat right, eat good, and take your vitamins and everything else like that. The word on the street is, and allegedly, nothing has been confirmed, but a lot of people are saying, I'm hearing it from this person, that person. People are contacting me. I don't know, but I'm just going to tell my peep squads, my peoples, make sure you protect yourself, number one. And number two, it's alleged that the government is going to close down in 48 hours. Allegedly, I don't know how true this is. That means like everything is going to be closed, and that means we don't know when it's going to open again. I don't know if they're closing to restock and put things together, basically just shut down everything. So a lot of people are nervous. A lot of people are worried too as well, because people, there's a lot of things that are not in the store, and I went to the store and there was really nothing in the store at all. So I'm going to try to go to the store again early in the morning as soon as they open, because they said they're closing because they are restocking. Just need some food, and basically just to see what's going to go on and what's going to happen with the situation. Because if everything is closed, like Christmas time when everything is closed, it's going to be much worse than that. That means everything is going to be closed. Your hospitals might be open, and the police department and the fire department and things like that, and group homes and nursing homes and hospitals. Hey, what's up? Hey, how you doing? What's going on with your baby? So please be careful. Please be safe. Please get everything that you need. If you have medications, fill your prescriptions and go pick them up, or anything else like that, because allegedly everything is going to be closing down in 48 hours, where it's going to be nationally all over United States, and Donald Trump is going to put the order in. Allegedly, I don't know how true it is. So that means that, there won't be any stores open for people to run to and buy rations and ration out things. But they already are rationing out certain products and certain things too as well. Hey, Melody, how you doing? Hey, Goddess, how you doing? Oh, thank you so much, Goddess. I've been stressed out. I've been going through a lot. I gotta go to the store tomorrow, because I was so busy, and I was always told this, I was so busy, helping everybody else. I forgot to stock my shit up. So now I gotta go out there. I was giving rides, I was transportation. I know there's Uber and the bus, but I was being a friendly neighborhood person, taking care of the elderly, and basically, people that are old and don't have transportation. So in the midst, I was doing that, chilling a little bit. I'm like, oh shit, I gotta go shopping. I gotta hit the store up, because I got nothing. I got enough for a day, but or two or three, but just in case, because the word is, and what I'm hearing and what people are telling me that are contacting me, letting me know certain things, and then things that I'm hearing outside on different networks is that they're gonna don't be in fear, Mary Jane. Baby. Hell no. I know. You are absolutely right. But I just want to get some food in the house, and that's it. Other than that, I'm not worried. Like, oh, am I going to get the coronavirus, and am I going to die? Because I'm not afraid of death. But, I don't think. And I think if I did get the coronavirus, allegedly, I hope that never happened. That I believe that my constitution and my willpower to live is strong enough so that I would survive. But I need some food in my house. I need my little things here and there. I need to get this. I need to get that. I need to have some stuff that's going to make me comfortable. But I was busy running around, doing everything else. Thank you, Goddess. God, I got to go to the store tomorrow too. And, a lot of things have closed down. The Almighty God will. You don't do for others. Thank you so much. So that's what I was doing, like from Friday to actually today. My state is Ohio. Yeah, a lot of stuff is going on in Ohio, where they was closing the schools, and some of the big places were closing. A lot of all the stores right now, if any store was open other than the convenience store, I would go to the store, but everything is closed. And they said they're gonna be restocking, and so I'm gonna put on all night. I'm staying up all night because I gotta get some food in the house, because I was neglectful. I'm in Rhode Island. D Jones, one thing and two things for sure. God was still control. God is still in control. Amen. You know, and we're still in control too as well, because we can't let stress us out. But there are, you know, you just got to make sure your kids wash their hands. If you can put gloves on your kids, or you can put mittens on your kids, make sure you have some wipes. If you don't have no wipes, you know, make your own, or you know, disinfectant spray. Make your own. You know what I mean? Make your own, put it in a spray bottle and call it a day, for real. In my town, it has 2 cases. I think I heard that too, because I was going to do a video, you know, about all the places and school systems that did have, you know, students that did have, you know, came in contact with the coronavirus or whatever, but I was busy running around and doing the damn thing, you know, helping people out. So basically in 48 hours, allegedly, you know, everything is going to be shut down. Everything is going to be closed. You know, a lot of people are afraid of the military coming in too and controlling people. So that's another thing. And then on top of that, the borders are open too as well. So people are coming and going. You know, some people saying there's relaxed, you know, texting, you know, for the coronavirus. Basically, a lot of outlets is basically reporting that they are telling, you know, passengers and people that enter the airport coming from overseas, is basically, if you have any signs or any symptoms, you know, quarantine yourself for 14 days. But in actuality, you know, the things can get worse. A lot of people can get sick, you know, so basically just to be careful and boost up your immune system, and make sure, you know, you're eating some vegetables, some vitamins. You know, if you go to the supermarket and you get vegetables and fruits, make sure you really wash them really clean, soak them in the water, warm water. You know, if you have to use some salt, because, you know, if you don't have, you know, they have food acid. There's like this food acid. It's food grade acid. And basically, you know, you wash your food with it and everything else like that. It takes all the chemicals off that the fruits and vegetables come with, you know, to preserve them. So basically, make sure you wash that, and, you know, keep your kids' hands close to you and cover them up as much as you can. If you can put a mask on them too as well. You know, don't let everybody hold your baby, the whole 9 yards. And, you know, clean your steering wheel off, your door handle. You know, just if you have gloves, you know, or mask, you know, take that with you if you do have it. But, you know, if you know, like I know right now, I haven't seen any masks or gloves out when I was out helping other people too as well. I wait for so long. What's up, my peeps, my peoples? Hey, what's up? Hey, Sheila, how you doing? How's everybody doing? Like, I was like, shit. I was like, oh, man, only thing I didn't get, I need some food. I need to get some food. So, other than that, it's just food that I need to get and stuff like that. So I don't even want to go out into the store, because, you know, when you're going out to the store, everybody's going to be there. So chances are there could possibly be somebody with the, you know, coronavirus in the supermarket too as well. You're in a condensed place. You got fear. You have stress. You have all that worry going on. But let me tell you, the teenagers in my neighborhood, the teenagers around the block, they are partying, having a good time outside playing. I'm sitting over here. I need some groceries, baby. This is my thing. I don't know if you are noticing that everyone around election time, something happens and they get everybody in an uproar. Yes, and one of the things they need to do with this uproar and this situation is, like, we need to start building factories back in America and building things in America and producing our own vegetables, our own food, and basically our medicine and everything else like that we need, because you know, the virus hit China, and that's where we heavily depend on them to, you know, supply all our needs. Now they get hit, you know, with a virus, you know, or disease, like, because, you know, there's so many different variations of, you know, the coronavirus that, you know, it's affecting us too as well. Like the rations, the people running out, people buying all types of stuff, people are rationing out how much toilet paper, how much meat you can get, because we don't have our own. So I think it's really important for us to, you know, United States and anybody that's in office or running for office, is to build and produce our own stuff, so we are not dependent on anybody. And when they have a tragedy hit them, it doesn't tumble over to us too as well. Because if we had unlimited supply of food and the things that we need with healthcare and products and medication, it wouldn't be such a frenzy, you know what I mean? Because people would know, oh, they can go out anytime and get the food. It's not going to be all brought up because, you know, 100,000, you know, there's 100 factories here, but they make it so expensive where, you know, that is just, it's so cheaper to do it in China. But we need to start investing in America because of national disasters and depending on another country to supply our needs, and then basically bringing chaos here too as well. And then the sickness is crazy. You know, no one wants to, come in contact or catch the coronavirus or whatever, but you know, you have that going around. Allegedly it's airborne. It's like so much going on. So once again, the government is supposed to shut down for 48 hours. It's going to shut down in 48 hours, and I don't know when it's going to open up. This is allegedly. This is what I'm hearing. These are the rumors. These are some of the things that I'm picking up. This is some of the things that I was told, but I'm not 100% positive. But the best thing to do is to make sure you have what you need in your home, and and don't panic and don't stress yourself out. If you got it, you got it. Because everybody ain't got money to go out here and spend on this and spend on that and rushing and all this other kind of, situation where like we already, financially strained with so many different other things. Now we got to run out and hopefully, we can get enough food for at least 5 days, at least 15 days, at least 14 days, at least 3 days. There's some people that don't have food. And also with the schools closing down, there's a lot of kids that are impoverished that are missing meals that they probably wouldn't have. And if kids are missing meal because they are impoverished, that means when they're at home right now, there's no food at home, because if they're dependent on school lunches and school breakfast, most likely there's no food at home, and the school was providing them with food. So just pray for everybody, and pray for the kids that don't have, or the people that can't have, that some way somehow that their body would be nutritious, or whatever the case may be, because there's a lot of people that can't rush out and buy all this stuff and shit like that. You know what I mean? They're living from paycheck to paycheck, and then on top of that, with schools being closed and things like that. And if they shut the government down for 48 hours, if they shut the government down in 48 hours, okay, that means maybe some people's jobs are closed, but there are going to be some other people's jobs that are open, and some people are volunteering shutting down, and then some are going to be forced to be shut down. And if the shutdown does come, that means that you can possibly be home with your kids. But what if you have a career that your job don't close? It's open 24/7, 7 days a week. So you're up shit creek, and the only thing you can do is take everything one step at a time and see what you can work out, but you can't, overly stress yourself. And hopefully that your employer and everybody else will understand, or you can actually have some people to depend on, because some people have no one to depend on. Some people have nobody to take them anywhere, and that's why I was so busy worrying about everybody else that I neglected to do what I needed to do. So it is what it is, but basically let's just pray for our people to be safe and protected, and the stomachs of the children that are missing meals, from school lunches and stuff like that their parents are able to afford food. I don't know if the government's going to issue any extra food stamps out to, different to the people that are on food stamps too as well, because if they're calling it a national disaster, and Trump is asking for millions and millions of dollars, hopefully some of that money would trickle down to the people that need it, the people that can't go out and buy food, the people that got to go to the corner store and buy the expensive food because they don't have transportation. So we'll see what happens, but everybody's going to get paid off of this disaster that's going on with the coronavirus, or that money's coming in. People going to get fed, businesses, corporations, and everybody's going to get fed. But is the people that really need to get fed going to get fed? And that's the question. And what's the question? So, and other news, the stock market has kind of like went down too as well. But the word out on the street is to get yourself some stock, especially anything that has to do with the people that are standing around Donald Trump and the businesses that they sponsor too as well. And also get yourself some crypto or, currency. It has dropped down a lot. So if you have $100 or $50 or whatever in penny stocks, it's good to invest to as well. The people that got the money to invest to as well, because, Bitcoin is really, it was 10,000. Now it has went down, and it's easy to buy into as well. So it don't have to really be a tragedy. You can look into Bitcoin too as well and invest some of that money, because it dropped down where it's affordable for some people to actually buy half and whole and or whatever. So check that out. So let me just get into this review. I've been going on and on and on and on. So let's just talk about it. Let's get into it. Real Housewives of Atlanta season 12 episode 18. It's going down, baby. We got Marlo. Marlo's up in the business. She's up there, in her villa. She got her makeup orders. Last time that she was out here on a trip, she wasn't so classy. She didn't have her clothes. Her wig was messed up, but this time she got her makeup orders. She's over there doing her wig. She's handling business, taking care of things. And you got Nene and Porsha. They go visit Nene or whatever the case may be. And then we have Candy. She's sitting over there and she's telling Kenya Moore that you need to have a conversation with Nene. Don't you think you guys need to talk here or there? Basically, Kenya Moore is saying, we will, but I don't think that was the moment because I didn't want to ruin my hot girl summer moment to have a moment and hash out a moment between me and Nene, because eventually, that's what I was saying before my review, that it was going to get down to that situation where she was going to, the conversation was going to switch to their friendship and what went wrong. And that wasn't the time or the place. But to give Kenya more or say, I'm truly sorry for what you're going through, Blase in the third, that would have been a nice, quick conversation if Nene could have gave her advice. But after we seen the rest of this episode, where any advice is going to come from? Cheap plane tickets, they're all over the place. The plane, the airport is open. I think they have 13 airports or 22 airports open. I think it's 13. Hey Tony, what's going on? How you doing? And so we move on to, and why is there so many damn cats over there? I mean, there's mad cats. I know it's good. I know we don't have a lot of cats. I used to grow with a lot of cats around, but not today. But they got mad cats over there. So I guess, cats are just chilling over there. They can have a good time. And then we get to the situation where Cynthia is kind of being shady towards Marlo and telling Marlo there was an old man at the beach that you could have got up with. And, basically calling out Marlo saying that she want a man with money. She definitely does. But basically she made it clear that, okay, you girls fall in love at your age, Blase in the third. I'm 40 something years old. I need a man that's already established. We ain't got time to see his potential. The clock is ticking. So it is what it is. And, Candy's basically talking about her situation with Todd. And, she's talking about her surrogate too as well. Oh, thank you so much, Tony. It's good to see you too. And, she's going to keep a relationship with a surrogate. It's going to be what it's going to be. Cats are nasty doing dinner. Lord have, I don't know. I would have been gone, baby. Oh, Lord. So, Candy's going to stay close to her surrogate. Some, Mom was like, oh, no. And some of the people are like, ooh. But at this time and point, Candy's good with the surrogate. So it's all good. They're friends. They kind of got like a relationship. So she wants her around. Ain't no problem with that. That's wonderful. And then we got Cynthia. She's on a bus talking about she might be pregnant. She's talking about, that, Mike, what's her man's name? Mike Hill, her fiance. Basically, she's talking about that he wants a kid. And Cynthia's like 50-something years. She's like, I can still have a kid. Don't be trying to shade me. Don't be trying to say I can't have no baby. And she's talking about, I missed my period for like 2 weeks or whatever. Blase in the third. So, it is what it is. I was like, Lord have mercy. She's talking about that she's pregnant. She wants to have another baby with Mike Hill. Okay, girl, do your thing, Cynthia. Do it. It's your world. Do what you want to do, baby. Nene Leakes, on the other hand, is like, she ain't got no eggs. She ain't about to have no baby, and Cynthia ain't pregnant. Don't believe that shit one bit. Yes, I am, Tony. Thank you so much. Hey, it's annoying that everybody is trying to push Kenya and Nene to talk instead of just letting it happen organically. Exactly. And if they talk, they talk. If they don't, they don't. But it wouldn't be a show if somebody didn't come in and try to push two people to talk or hash out their issues. Because if that was the case, we wouldn't have the, explosive scene that went on. And I was like, Nene, why are you shading her? Why are you shading Cynthia? So Cynthia's basically talking about this, rosé is good. This wine tastes good. This wine is good. And Kenya Moore was like, wait a minute. Oh, hold up. Wait a minute, baby. She's all like, that wine is good. And now she's testing, Cynthia basically on her palate and if she knows the difference between wines or not. And, the question is, she doesn't know the difference between wines and things like that or anything else like that, especially once she has, Cynthia Bailey wine selling. So Kenya is calling out, hey, Sunny Storm, what's going on? And so Kenya Moore is calling her out, was like, basically, so you like the rosé. So what would you choose with, what meal would you choose with the rosé or whatever? What do you think will complement the rosé? Cynthia says fish and chicken, and then Kenya Moore was like, are you serious? Because don't you think that, the rosé will power, the fish and the chicken or whatever she says. So basically she's calling her out. Basically, you don't know your wines. And Kenya Moore is like, okay, so you mean to tell me you don't focus on what wine complements your meal? You just drink wine and hand out wine to anybody that's having food. So basically, if somebody is depending on Cynthia Bailey to actually match their wine with food, she might not be able to, but that's why she got Google. Hey, Sonny. I was like, yo, what is going on? So yeah, she's calling her out and basically testing. So she says, so you would pick that? And and it just seems like, Cynthia's kind of feeling a certain type of way. Like, okay. And then Kenya Moore's like, let's have more tests. How many different wines are there? And I guess Cynthia Bailey she answered the question to Kenya's satisfaction and said there was 7. And then, basically Kenya Moore Cynthia Bailey was like, oh, this wine is so good. This wine is so good. This is very expensive, fancy wine. And Kenya was, how is that? How is it fancy and expensive when it's a twist top? Basically, she's saying it's not a cork in the wine bottle, baby. So she was like, it's twist. I was like, damn. I was like, Cynthia is digging herself in and Kenya's digging more. But Cynthia feels like, basically they're joking. But it seems like, Cynthia Bailey was getting offended, but she wasn't trying to act like she was offended at all. And then Kenya Moore was like, oh, listen, we're about to have these tenderloins. What would complement what wine would complement the tenderloins? Cynthia didn't know. She didn't answer. And then Candy says, like, what do you have in your stock? So basically Candy comes for Kenya Moore. It's like, what do you have in your wine cellar? Like, you don't got wine and import like, Cynthia Bailey does. And Kenya Moore was like, well, my specialty is Kenya Moore hair care. I wouldn't get into a profession that I know nothing about. I was like, damn, she done dissed her. She said, I wouldn't get into no profession that I don't know nothing about. So basically, Kenya Moore said that Cynthia don't know shit about wine. And as we can see, Cynthia doesn't know shit about wine. But is it up to, Kenya Moore to bring that up to everybody, to bring it on national TV and then joke about it, test her and quiz her, and then she only got one answer right? Shit. I was like, with friends like that, you don't need enemies. But Cynthia was like, yo, it ain't like that. She's just joking with me. She's going through a hard time. But clearly at the end of her sentence, when Candy tried to call out Kenya Moore, Kenya said that I don't know nothing about wine like that, but I know Kenya Moore hair care, and I would never get into a business I know nothing about. So that was straight up a diss, and that was shade all day, every day. Kenya was coming for Cynthia, and I think so, It's sad that Cynthia always seems to get into friendships where other people put her down. Only person that doesn't is, Eva. Eva totally, like, lifts her up all the time, even though, Eva be doing her thing, the homeless advocate. Nene, alcoholic, needs to be limited. She is out of control, reckless mouth at time, and violent drunk. Kenya was being so shady to Cynthia. Oh, yeah, she was being shady to Cynthia. But I don't know if it began to be shady with Cynthia, but I'm pretty sure they had conversations about wine before. So she just basically put her card that she don't know shit about wine, and Cynthia she got a just blank look on her face. And for one thing, if you're going to be on national TV on a syndicated show and you got a wine business, you better make sure you know how to match your wine with, regular meals that people usually order at fancy restaurants, or if they're cooking at home too as well, because they might take your advice and order from your website because you have pictures of wine and what meal it would go to. So it seems like, Cynthia Bailey should have did her homework a little bit more. But I guess Cynthia Bailey feels it's okay that her good girlfriend called her out and not none of the other ladies, because then she would have took it personal. But she did take it personal, but she was hiding. Thank God Candy finally stepped in and said something. I know, because everybody else was at the table laughing. And Kenya Moore was like, oh, should we have another quiz? I was like, Kenya, you are wrong for that. When she said I would never get into no business that I know nothing about, facts. And then Candy was like, yo, what's going on? Like, why? It seems like she's really coming for, Cynthia coming for a business. Like, why is she doing that? Why is she, like, doing that shit? Like, what's going on with her? Like, for real, for real? So, Kenya Moore's going through her thing with Mark and basically being on vacation, working with her baby too as well. So it is what it is. Hurt people hurt people. And at this time, she's probably hurt. She probably don't want to be there because she's going through that divorce with Mark Daly. And so I guess Cynthia understands that and understands that it's not coming from a hateful place. So Nene's looking at Cynthia like, Cynthia ain't nothing but a punk, baby. Something's wrong with Cynthia. Cynthia is scary. Goddess, you should know it's out of your business. The ins and out of your business. Correct. Missing Nina Bug. There was a teacher moment there, but I wish that Kenya would not do that in front of the other girls, in front of the other girls on national TV. It seems like basically if she wanted to teach her something, she could have told her off camera or told her somewhere else, or basically questioned her personally, not right then and there while it's on camera. And then, I don't think it's going to affect her business at all, but Kenya Moore was worried about, Tanya affecting her business. And I think it went there at I don't know if it began with shade, but when she ended it, when Kenya Moore ended it, it ended with shade. Straight up and down. And so they're looking at her, and basically, Marlo was like, oh my God, well, I don't know what happened to you, Cynthia. You used to know how to read real good. You can't read at all. Like, you got read for filth, baby. And basically she's calling, so, Marlo is calling out Cynthia like, damn, you need to get some help. Somebody needs to help you to read, baby, because you used to know how to read. Like, damn. I was like, what is going on with this situation? Like, shit. Yeah, and then Porsha was saying a little something or whatever, and then Kenya Moore said, Porsha, I would ask your advice if the topic was a restaurant with hookah and Hennessy. So she dissed the hell. Hey, Ball Life, what's going on? How you doing? Thank you so much. So she dissed the hell out of she just dissed the hell out of her, like, boom. That's what Marlo was saying. Like, you just got dissed, and you got dissed and dismissed. And I was just like, And then when Kenya dissed Porsha, the way she dissed Porsha was like, if it was a hookah or Hennessy place, I would ask you. I was like, damn, Porsha, she felt that read real heavy. I was like, I felt it real heavy, but they didn't say nothing. But Porsha likes hookah and Porsha likes Henny, so is it really a read? But yes, it was a read. And Porsha didn't say anything, and Cynthia is feeling a certain type of way. When Kenya Moore asked Cynthia, does she know how many different red wines and they are? She was like, at least give me 3 of the names. But like you said, it could be a teaching moment if it wasn't on TV. And then people questioning, Cynthia Bailey's skills when they order from Housewives. So we get to I was just like, damn, even, Porsha was like, girl, you got red. Like, you got red, Cynthia. You got red. So don't even play around with this situation. And then we got Porsha and Tanya out there near the artifacts, near the buildings, and taking pictures and shit like that. And Kenya Moore was like, oh my God, like, you can't be out there. Even Marlo was like, you can't be out there. Kenya Moore was like, I just wish we had people that was real well traveled. Can't take these people anywhere. You should know better. Basically Kenya Moore was like, I can't believe they're doing this. So it is what it is. Thank you so much, Ball Life. Kenya knew she was wrong. That's why she brought Cynthia them bottles. And so we get to this situation where Portia's picking out a dress or whatever. She go, this is for me, and my baby, PJ, whatever. Kenya Moore was like, that ain't gonna fit you, boy. You need another size. That ain't gonna fit you. That ain't gonna fit you, girl. And then Cynthia Bailey was like, oh yeah, you need to go to the Atlanta side. And then it seemed like Porsha, it kind of hit her a little bit because it was basically saying that, she put on some weight. Or saying that she got a big booty. Porsha might be sensitive about that because that's one of the reasons why her and Nene kind of like broke up. And Nene was coming for her weight and talking about that she was fat too as well. And then on top of that, Nene saying that, Kenya Moore was having a buffalo because she's so big. So you would think that wouldn't happen. But Porsha, she took it on the chin. Porsha took it on the... Oh, thank you, boy. Like, Porsha took it on the chin, baby. She took it on the chin or whatever. And she's looking, Marlo didn't say anything. I was like, so she went over there and she got a lodge or whatever. So, some people going to say Kenya Moore came for her weight. People going to say Cynthia came for Porsha's weight or whatever, but it didn't develop into anything. And then as they were walking around while they were shopping, Kenya Moore was asking Cynthia to come over here. There's some more wine. Maybe we can buy some wine. Maybe, we can test you some more on this shit. So it seemed like Kenya Moore didn't feel like she was shading Cynthia. Cynthia was running from Kenya Moore basically because she didn't want to do no more testing because she didn't know the answers to the questions. And if you don't know the answers to the questions, you don't want to be tested. So now the whole situation would have went differently if Cynthia Bailey knew her history of wine and knew some understanding more of wine. It would have been cool. Hey, Miss Wood, how you doing? Porsha showed some growth in this episode. Oh, yes, she did. And so then the producers or coming for Kenya Moore was like, don't you think he was kind of harsh on Cynthia, with the questioning and the things like that about her business? How you felt when it came to Tanya Sams and the wig situation, and Kenya Moore was like, what are you talking about? Like, I'm not even going to answer this. What are you talking about? Like, for real? So Kenya Moore is basically acting or she basically doesn't realize that anything she didn't do anything wrong. She was just asking questions. She was joking because she heard Cynthia say she has a witty sense of humor. So the sense of humor was your knowledge on your business. So all the other girls are feeling a certain type of way. So Porsha and Tanya was like, yo, listen, we got the evil eye bracelet. Basically, is the evil eye. It's like an eye. And basically, it's supposed to protect you from evil and all this other stuff. They gave Cynthia that bracelet to let her know that she needs to be protected from Kenya Moore because Kenya Moore was coming at her. And that's when Tanya was like, yo, she came for your business. Like, oh my God. And she did it on camera. Then Porsha is like, yo, joking is one thing, but joking is one thing, but she kept coming for you. Like, a joke is a joke, but damn, like, that's too much. And then Porsha was like, yo, listen, Cynthia, don't let this relationship develop into a Nene relationship too as well. And maybe you need to teach her, you need to show her how to treat you. So basically, this is what Porsha is telling, Cynthia, because they're feeling a certain type of way that they was like, damn, like, she came from you, supposed to be her road dog, you're supposed to be her girl. So, they came and plus they probably felt a certain way for Cynthia too as well and feeling sorry for her. And then also they felt another way too as well because they recently had issues with Cynthia, with Kenya Moore. So therefore it was adding salt and sugar together and pour some milk on and put some oil in it, and we just gonna wreck this shit up and down. So they possibly was genuine too as well, and also wanted Cynthia to wake up. Miss Woods, 4 times Kenya strikes with Cynthia. And so Porsha's basically like, yo, she ain't treating you right. Tell her how to treat you. Like, don't get run over. Like, come on, girl. Like, stand up for yourself. She came for your business, baby. And, Kenya, not Kenya, but Porsha and Tanya already had a situation with Kenya. So, they come into Cynthia to let her know. Cynthia was like, I know what, Kenya Moore is going through. I know what's happening to her. She's at a stressful time. This is a hard time for her. So, I let a lot of things slide. I let a lot of things go. Hey, Levon, how you doing? She's like, I let a lot of things slide. I let a lot of things go and everything else like that. So I'm just going to let it be. But I'm not going to let Kenya Moore, walk all over me and say whatever she want to say to me. So it seems like Cynthia Bailey was feeling a certain type of, I'm just going to tell you what I thought. I thought that Kenya Moore and Cynthia Bailey basically created this drama between each other just for, so the trip wouldn't be boring. I thought that, maybe they talked about questioning and quizzing her, but then it just looked so ugly. So I don't think Kenya Moore was signed up to for her to look like she is shading and looking so ugly towards, Cynthia Bailey, because that's what it looked like. Even if she didn't have them intent, that's what it looked like, and that's how it was perceived. And it even perceived, Cynthia too as well. She received it too as negativity, but she didn't want to give any of the other girls an upper hand to try to use against her to say that Kenya Moore is not her friend or try to separate her friendship, because she feels like, Kenya Moore is going through something and she's just gonna have her back. Hey, Levon, how you doing? And so this is the old man that Cynthia was basically trying to tell Marlo that, she should get with him and shit like that. And then we got Kandi basically talking about how good Todd is and this and that. Like, he was a thousandaire or 100,000. He was in that bracket and I seen the potential and everything else. Marlo was like, that's good, but I'm too old to be waiting on somebody's potential. So, Kandi Burruss, she did pick a good one, because that old lady gang is going to have a spin-off, and he's been building and building and building. It might be with her money, more majority of her money, a little bit of his money, but he's putting plans together and executing them, and they're coming up ringing ching ching ching, baby. And she was like, now we're making millions and millions together. So it is what it is with that situation. And so, Kandi asks Nene Leakes, advice about marriage and stuff like that. Basically, piggybacking off of Nene Leakes trying to open up to, Kenya Moore and try to, talk about marriage and stuff like that. So Nene basically saying cheating is cheating, but doesn't mean he doesn't love you if he cheats on you and stuff like that. And, basically, she ain't gonna never leave Greg. He ain't gonna never leave her. He's gonna come back. She's gonna come back. They love each other. There are some difficult times. Blase in the third. And, basically teaching a lesson. And Porsha was like, this is the Nene Leakes that I miss. This is the Nene Leakes that I love. Hey, J Mac, this is the Nene Leakes, Blase in the third. And so you have Tanya in the background talking about she get blowjobs, this and that. And she keeps a man happy with giving blowjob. I was like, Lord have mercy, she's doing way too much. But you know what? She's keeping a man happy. So, Nene Leakes had to throw shade at Tanya, Sam too as well, and tell Tanya that the reason why Paul ain't married you yet because you make it so easy. You're giving him blowjobs 7 days a week, baby. So therefore, why put a ring on it when she's already performing her duties? And if I did put a ring on it, she probably won't be giving me a blowjob 7 days a week. So Nene was throwing some shade too as well. And then we have Porsha being, basically, uplifting Cynthia and saying, Cynthia, she has a wine cellar or a winery, but she meant to say wine cellar or whatever. And then Kenya corrected her, I believe, or it was Cynthia that corrected Porsha. So basically Porsha tried to make, some business moves over there with Cynthia Bailey hooking up with the person that owns, this whole venue, this wine venue. So Greg cheated. I think she cheated too. I think they both cheated and they happy with it. And I don't even think that they cheated. I think it was, something. I think he cheated before, but then I think they worked some situation out. It seems like, Nene could be tolerable to Greg as long as, being with other women, as long as she don't know and he ain't spending money on the woman that he's cheating with. And because she know Greg get lonely out there in Atlanta because she be traveling coast to coast, state to state. And so we got Kenya Moore. Basically, she's feeling generous, and she buys Cynthia some wine so she can take home with her and basically increase and enhance her, palate. And so we have Porsha and Nene Leakes, they actually sit down and basically have a conversation. So it was good for them to have that conversation. And basically Porsha was like, I wasn't going to make up with you until you understand where I came from, what hurt and what pain that I felt, baby. So basically, I didn't want to, like, you hurt me. Like, you were supposed to be my big sister. I was going through this situation, with PJ. I had postpartum depression, and to see you online dissing me, I couldn't come to you. I couldn't call for you. And we know that she was being cheated on at the time that she was pregnant when she gave birth. She said anytime she was like, I didn't expect nobody to, you really hurt me. You hurt me more than anybody else hurt me. So basically she's telling Nene that you hurt me the most. And Nene was like, I was hurt too as well. I was feeling a certain type of way too as well. I was going through it. Greg was sick. I couldn't call nobody. I couldn't do this. I couldn't do that. I didn't have nobody to depend on. He was going to die. Porsha was like, the situation with Closet Gate, the belt, and everything else like that. They didn't get deep into that. But at the end of the day, they both said sorry to each other and they cried together. So now they're sisters again. And it seems like, Porsha really wanted to jump back on that ship with Nene Leakes. Like, she was on that ship with, Kandi and Kenya Moore. But I think that I don't think she felt like she really fit in, or they were really that close to her. So she went back to what she knows more and what she knows better. And that was, Nene Leakes. So they basically back sisters. And it seems like Porsha and Miss, Tanya Sams came up with a situation of, let's relieve everything, tell our problems, and then move on for the situation. It doesn't seem like it's something that Porsha came up with. It seemed like it's something that production came up with, basically to bring the more drama, because they didn't get the drama from Nene Leakes and Kenya Moore the night before, or, the last episode. So Porsha's gonna come in and she's gonna host a little situation, and Nene Leakes is like, oh, Kenya Moore don't like it, so it is what it is. But we can also say that Porsha and Tanya were being genuine. Hey, it's really good to see Porsha being an adult. Cynthia really needs to take note. This is how you establish yourself in friendship. Amen. Lavon, Porsha does seem to have genuinely loved Nene. That's what it seemed like too as well. And she wanted to make it clear that she was hurt and the reason why. And so Nene will have that understanding with her. Thank you so much, Sonny. Please smash the like button. Please hit the like button. Thank you so much. I knew they would be cool. Yep, they became cool again. I think, Porsha trusts Nene Leakes, but if you ask Kenya is surprised and shocked. And so now we got the ladies hosting this event, and Kenya Moore said before this event was going to happen that it was going to go bad, it was going to go wrong, it's going to be negativity, and basically she was like she's going to brace herself. It almost seems like she knew production set this shit up. Listen, that makeup was so fake. That had the worst Twitter war than any of the other cast. Yeah, Porsha can forgive her that easy. Maybe production put that together. I know, like now you're finding out that they just be putting all types of shit together, Porsha did a really good job. So we got this situation. Now to get ready with the, and what's her name? Miss Candy Barrett. She wants to know what's going on because she's basically been mentioning that Porsha and Nene, they don't got their eyelashes on, they're all kissy huggy, so she wants to know what went down because they knew Porsha done jumped ship. Porsha done jumped shipped, and then Porsha get the crown put on her head from Candy was like, so tell me that conversation you had with Nene, and Porsha was like, I ain't telling. And then Porsha and Nene hugging it up, baby. They're just hugging it up. I was like, Lord have mercy. It is what it is. And so, excuse me. So Kenya is feeling a certain type of way. She was like, oh my God, Porsha, like all the things that you told me about Nene, all the things that you said about how well you know her, and I can't believe you're going to be that naive, that gullible, and you're going to forgive her, and you're going to be cool with her after all the things that you know, and you know how she is, you know what kind of person she is, so you're just going to run and flop back to her like that. So it is what it is. So Kenya Moore was like, she's calling something ain't right. She's calling foul on this play. She's like, what's going on with this situation? Hey, how you doing, Slim? Production definitely has stirred the pot in this whole situation. Keep forcing the issue. Yes. Why was Porsha ashamed of making up with Nene? I don't know. I didn't catch that. But I know she wanted to make it clear to make sure that Nene understood, and she actually get an apology. It wasn't like the situation that went down between Cynthia and Nene. So, and then so Kenya Moore, she's next, and then she tells Cynthia's next, and Cynthia is telling Porsha is telling Kenya Moore how she felt about the situation, how she felt about basically she don't know if she was joking with her or not because they're friends. It seems like she kept joking and joking. Hey Tony, what's going on? How you doing? Thank you so much for the super chat. I really do appreciate it. Bless you. You guys, please go check out Tony's channel. Go check out his YouTube channel. Show him some love. Thank you so much for the donation. I really do appreciate it. God bless you, baby. So now you have this situation. So Cynthia basically saying, but you kept joking, and it's almost like you just kept going. You kept going. So I don't know what was going on. Like, you're my friend, and we talk about my business, and basically Cynthia, I call about to say Cynthia Moore. Cynthia was basically feeling a certain type of way, and she probably was feeling pressures from the other ladies because they're clowning her and joking on her, telling her that she got red. Then you have Tanya and you have Porsha that come to her. You got Nene saying like, oh, making faces. Tanya was making faces too over there at that high dinner or whatever. So now we have Kenya Moore. She's apologizing to Cynthia Bay like, you're my sister. I love you. Your business speaks for itself. You're business savvy. Blase the third. You're my sister and everything else like that. Blase the third. So, so Cynthia accepts her apology. It's all good. And Nene was like, oh my God, she's a punk. She's a punk, this and that. Basically, like, come on. Like, basically calling Cynthia out that she forgave her so quick, fast, in a hurry, but she won't forgive me quick, fast, in a hurry. And if that was me, she would have held me to the fire more. She would have been more about it with the situation. She would have got all up in my face. Because, like, Cynthia, it could, Nene could be right, but also Cynthia says she doesn't know if she really felt like it was shade. And number two is, like, she says she knows that she's going through something, so she ain't that pleasant. She knows how she's feeling, what she's going through, and she's been giving her passes. So I guess it is what it is. People think it was shade, baby. They think it was shade, or they missing Nina Bug. It also wasn't fair that Porsha and Nene got to air their differences in private while everyone else had to pass the crowd in front of everybody else. Yes, and that's one of the things that Candy and Kenya Moore was talking about. Like, they get to do theirs in private, but now we gotta say ours out front. JoJo from Love and Hip Hop Miami was on episode 45 of Bravo Blind Days. Oh, for real? Oh, what's her name? The lady from Sunset Sasa or whatever. I don't know the name of the show. She used to date R. Kelly. I was like, what's going on? Sasa Sunset. I think that's the name of the show. Lord, don't hold me to it. I know y'all are laughing at me. So we have that situation. And so basically Nene's like, I need to say something. If that was me, you would have came harder. You didn't even come hard at her like that. And plus, me and you were closer than anybody else, including Kenya. So basically Nene Leakes is coming, for Cynthia. Like, that was like, you forgave her so quick, fast, in a hurry. And then that's when, Candy, not Candy, but Kenya Moore was like, yo, listen, things have changed. Basically saying that, she ain't your lapdog no more. She ain't your ride or die no more. She's my ride or die. And so Nene was like, oh, it changed because you wanted to change, you big ass bully. You ain't gonna bully me. Everybody over here tiptoeing around you, Kenya Moore. Nobody gonna be tiptoeing around you. Who you think you is, baby? And basically she's going in and she's talking cash money shit, talking about, like, yeah, basically saying that and Kenya Moore's like, what, you want to fight or something? And she was like, oh, you ain't gonna say nothing. You ain't gonna step up. You ain't about that life. You don't want none of that. All you do is run your mouth. And so Nene Leakes is coming at her, but Nene Leakes called her a bitch. She said, you want big ass bully, you want it that way, so that's why you changed it, bitch. I was like, damn. And Kenya Moore was like, you called me a bitch? And she was like, yeah, I called you a bitch. What you gonna do about it? And then Kenya Moore was like, am I gonna fight you or something? She was like, you ain't gonna get up, you ain't gonna do nothing. This is what Nene is saying to Kenya Moore, and basically going and talking about, like, people are scared of you. You ain't gonna punk Nene Leakes. You ain't gonna bully Nene Leakes. You ain't gonna bully me. I ain't the one, baby. I mean, she was talking cash money shit like she was on the street, like they wasn't, like they ain't getting paid millions of dollars, like they ain't sitting up there in Greece, eating a fine food, drinking a fine wine and shit like that. I was like, Lord have mercy. And so Kenya was like, what do you mean? Everybody's Porsha and Tanya are laughing their ass off. They wouldn't put the camera on Marlo, but Porsha and Tanya are enjoying this shit crazy. It seemed like Candy enjoyed it a little bit, but then she know it got a little bit hard because her friend that she's rolling with is getting punked right now. And I was like, and it's not like Kenya Moore got punked, it's just Kenya Moore wasn't going to stoop to Nene's level. She stooped a little bit because basically she called Nene a loser, and she was like, your eyelids don't flickle, like, and so then so we'll move on from that, and then we have Tanya Sams and Kenya Moore. Kenya Moore kind of, apologized to Tanya, basically this and that, but then Kenya Moore was like, I didn't get an apology from you. And so then Tanya Sam was like, I don't really think that you deserved an apology, but if I did something that hurt you or hurt Blase and the third of yours, my bad or whatever, my fault. But what you did was even worse. And you got Porsha talking about the shit ain't even on the same level, like you did way more to her. And so basically, Porsha is telling Kenya to her face, like, yo, listen, it doesn't measure, because basically Kenya Moore is saying that, you came from my brain, you came from my business. And, Tanya was like, you came from my relationship, you came from my man. And then you got Nene in the corner talking about she's jealous of Tanya because Tanya's in a relationship and she got a man that really wants. So I was like, damn, Nene Leakes went in on, Kenya Moore, like, damn. And so, Porsha, she steps in and basically she's defending her friend Tanya, saying that it doesn't equal out, it doesn't level out the situation. So it is what it is. And so, they let it be or whatever. And then, the crown was put on Nene. The crown was put on Nene, and basically Nene was like, I ain't answering a damn question, I ain't answering nothing else, I already answered what I was going to answer. And then that's when, Kenya Moore was like, well, you had a whole lot to say. She was like, I'll say whatever I want to say, when I want to say, how I want to say it. You ain't gonna do nothing, basically calling out Kenya Moore. And like, she wanted to fight her. She was like, you ain't gonna do nothing, all you do is run your damn mouth. And basically it just went dirty down between them. And she was just like, she was like, you got that fake booty. I was like, damn. She said, don't even equal out, it doesn't even measure out. Mark Daly don't want you, he don't want to be with you. And then Kenya Moore was like, you tired, you Nene Leakes, you tired and dry. This is what Kenya Moore said to Nene, you tired and you dry. And she goes, oh, you tired and your pussy is dry, and that's why Mark left you. I was like, damn, Lord have mercy. No, she did not say that to Kenya Moore. She said it's dry and he left you. And Kenya Moore was like, no, he did not leave me, I left him first. And Nene Leakes was like, no, Nene went in from 0 to 100. I mean, she couldn't wait to go in. I think she had it up to here. Like, she was feeling a certain type of way. I was like, what is really going on? And she was like, basically, I'll throw these peanuts at you. She was trying to throw the peanuts, and she was yelling. And she was just basically daring her that she, like, run up. Like, I bet you won't do nothing. She ain't gonna do nothing. She ain't about that life, and just laughing. And then the ladies are, Portia's trying to calm it down. Tanya's trying to calm it down, and, Candy's basically was like, cut it, cut this right now. J Mac, oh Lord. I was like, oh Lord, have mercy. Hey, T, what's on? Porsha and Tanya are awesome. Hey, Tanya, Haley, Porsha and Tanya is my favorite. And T said Porsha and Tanya are awesome. All right, thank you, ladies. I really do appreciate that. What's up? How you doing? What's going on, ladies? So I'm just like, damn. I was like, I couldn't believe that Nene. Well, it was gonna happen, but I was like, damn, Nene was going in basically saying your man don't want you and all types of shit. I was just like, shit, like, she was going in. And then Kenya Moore was like, yo, eyelids doesn't blink, you don't blink. And Nene's like, my eyelids do blink or whatever. So basically it just went ham, and it is what it was. It just went down. She was throwing peanuts. She was trying to hit her with a peanut. I should have hit her with a peanut. Like, she was just mad. Like, it's almost like Nene Leakes had it up to here, and she was like, you know what, I don't give a damn. And Kenya Moore was like, hit me, yeah, hit me, hit me. You want to get an assault charge, because basically if she hit her, she might be off the show. So, they don't show it in this episode, but I did do a video in my Real Housewives playlist where I actually see the spit coming out of Nene Leakes' mouth, because I stopped the video that I was watching, put it on the lowest speed, went back and forth, and then it came out. You can't see it with the naked eye. You can't see it as you're watching it. It doesn't seem like anything's coming out of her mouth, but spit did come out of her mouth. So that's going to be on the next episode. But I was privy to get a clip from the episode that's going to be coming up this week or whatever the case is, because I didn't see it on this episode. So anyways, I was like, damn. And she's going to say, I'm going to spit in your mother effing face, I'll spit it on you. She gets her mouth to spit, and basically she was like, Mark don't want you, and you can't find a man, and all this other stuff. I was just like, damn. I mean, like, she went in on Kenya Moore, basically. just talking hella reckless. I was like, shit. Even Candy didn't say nothing. At the end, Nene got everything that she... Hey, Sherry Jackson. I saw that too. Thank you. Somebody said it, because I did the video and they gonna tell me that she didn't spit. How you gonna tell me what I can see with my own eyes when I went back and forth, stop, play, back and forth, low speed, fast speed, slow down, go, click, boom. So, and it took me a minute to get the photos. I was just like... So it's in my What's Going On... my Real Housewives playlist or whatever, the video of the spit actually coming out. So it was just like, Nene is the bully. Well, Nene's calling her the bully, and Nene's saying all the ladies are scared of Kenya Moore or whatever. But I wonder why Cynthia didn't jump up for Kenya Moore. And only thing that Candy did was say time out. So I guess we'll probably see more next episode. Maybe the ladies are going to step in. You know, Porsha and Tanya are just laughing and basically saying stop. You know, when you see somebody getting plummet, and you be like stop, but you don't get close to them. You don't go close to them. J Mac, this is the second time Nene has gone for Tanya. What Tanya and Paul do in their bedroom doesn't have anything to do with her. Haley, Sherry, she did had spit come out her mouth. I know, I seen it too. I watched that video. Thank you, Tony. I'm glad you've seen it, because people gonna try to tell me that, you know, I'm not gonna make up a rumor on, you know, Nene or anybody else. Like, I ain't gonna make up no shit on nobody. I'll tell you what I believe, what I think. You know what I mean? I don't make up shit. I just get the facts, and I'll tell you guys the facts. It doesn't come out that way. Don't come out that way, or whatever. But making up shit is not my key, because I don't want nobody make up no shit on me. So I do unto others as I want others to do unto me, baby, because I know karma could be real, and I'm trying to have my karma good. Because, baby, I'm in line. I'm next in line for a blessing. We all next in line for a blessing. Hallelujah. Thank you, Jesus. Don't let me start. Nene snapped. She snapped the F out, she snapped out, like, I guess she felt... I guess Nene felt a certain type of way, like, you ain't gonna come here, you ain't gonna talk, you ain't gonna slip talk, you know, you dissed me at the table when I tried to comfort you or whatever. And so, you know, Kenya Moore was like, yo, that shit that Nene was coming at me talking about, she cares about my relationship and what I'm going through, and she can give me some advice. This is why I don't believe her. This is why I don't take anything in that Nene Leakes says, because look how she act. I was like, damn, she said your man don't want you because your pussy's dry. Like, damn, Nene, that's a low. She said it's dry. He don't want you. You know, that's why he left you and shit like that. That's throwing blows. You know what I mean? She was hitting below the belt, and she wanted to hit below the belt. It is what it is. And then on top of that, it seems like the other ladies that were they were quiet because, you know, either they were scared or they didn't want Nene to attack them. I don't even think that they thought Nene was going to attack them. I don't know if they thought that Kenya Moore deserved this type of shade from Nene, and Nene going off on her, yelling and screaming at her, basically coming for her marriage, coming for her, you know, but, you know, and things like that. So, clearly Ken was trying on Cynthia about her wine, but Cynthia never called Ken out BS. Shared out everywhere, Mary. Take care. Much love. And thank you, you too. Thank you so much, Sunny Storm. I really appreciate that. Bless you too as well and your family. Be safe and stay up, stay woke, and hopefully all your needs will be met while we're going through all the stuff that we're going through with, you know, the coronavirus, and all of our needs are met, and we all have the things that we need to keep going. If that's that inner strength, that inner power, and the will, and have some supplies in our house, you know. So it is what it is. I was just like, damn, like, she went in. I was like, that's why your husband that's why your husband left you, bitch. Kenya Moore is like, yo, this lady's calling me bitch. She's talking about this and that. You know, and it seemed like Kenya was taken aback by it too as well, and she didn't want to respond, you know, too crazy, or she really wasn't expecting that this to go down, because it seems like, you know, Candy wasn't expecting it either. So she got up and she said something, and Nene's trying to throw peanuts at her. Basically, you know, when you want somebody to fight you, you do everything else. You talk about them, you dog them out, then you try to throw things at them, and then you stand up and you know, get up and shit like that. Basically, just let the person know, come on, it's on, let's get it popping, let's fight, let's go toe to toe. And it seemed like that's where Nene Leakes was at. But you know, and Kenya Moore was like, I'm not gonna move an inch, basically, whatever, it is what it is. And she was just like, yo, so we'll see if anybody came to, you know, Kenya Moore's defense. And, you know, if, you know, Nene Leakes didn't go off this way, and if she wanted to make Kenya look bad, like Wendy Williams told her to, she would have just kept quiet, and everybody will be talking about, you know, the wine situation, you know, with Kenya Moore and Cynthia Bailey. But it seems like, you know, I don't know if Nene was, you know, intoxicated. I don't know if she was or not, or did she just have it up to here, or, you know, or was this all planned out with production? Have Porsha and Tanya host one part of the event, and then boom, let's enter the drama. Let's get it popping in here. I was just like, damn, the shit that she said to her was like really bad, like real bad too as well. But, you know, when you on this show, they can come when you at your weakest moment, at your vulnerable moment, you're gonna get comfort on this show. And each and every lady has been in that situation when it was going through something tragic in their life, you know, battling chaos in their life. The girls still comfort them or try to get into their business, and seeing that these two don't get along, you know, even Cynthia didn't say shit. Like, yo, and the only thing Candy did was like, oh, come on, let's cut it. And then, Nene is trying to throw peanuts at her and everything. I was like, damn, that's some shady shit like you wouldn't believe. I was like, shit. And if Nene could have got loose, she would have been throwing them peanuts at her. And they tried to stop her from throwing the peanuts, but it is what it is. Nene was like, She was like, yo, implants, your blow up booty. And she was just going in. I was just like, and she's like, your blow up booty, your man left you, and your wig, basically calling out saying, oh, you wear a wig, basically, keying off that factor to get at, Kenya, because Kenya said, talk her wearing a wig and Tanya doing what she did, basically could have hurt her business. So Nene threw up your wig and I was just like, damn, hey, Abso, what's up? How you doing? What's going on? So the shit was crazy. The shit was some hood shit. This shit should have been at a barbecue in the backyard with dogs and cats around. And, we should have seen Uncle Willie. We should have seen some trees. We should have seen some apples because it just went crazy. Just Nene was just like, I don't give a damn. You ain't gonna bully me and all this other stuff. And basically Nene is calling out Kenya more, calling out Cynthia, saying in her confessional that Cynthia is a punk. I was like, damn, Nene was going in like she was feeling a certain type of way. Lord, have mercy. Shit. I'm like, Lord, I don't know. This shit is sad. I was like, damn, like she was going in like that was some, ghetto shit. That was real ghetto. That was some ghetto hood shit. You know what I mean? Like that reminds you of middle school, when someone's twice your size is throwing peanuts and shit at you and basically bringing up everything else. Like the shit that Nene was saying, Kenya, she should have got up off GP. She should have just got up and started swinging on her, but we know Kenya Moore's not going to do that. And Kenya Moore didn't go, as below the belt as she could. Because she could have said a whole lot of things about Nene and Greg's situation. But she did tell Nene Leakes that, you don't even want Greg. Because, Nene was like, Mark left you. And she was like, well, you don't even want Greg. It's like, so you gonna sit here and act like you want Greg too? You know what I mean? So basically, Kenya Moore just threw like a little bit of shots. You know what I mean? Basically about her eyelids not blinking. And she doesn't want her husband. And basically saying that, she's mean inside and out. Basically calling her ugly inside and out. So Kenya Moore called her ugly inside and out. So I don't think Kenya Moore knew it was going to get that ugly. And if she did, she wanted it got as ugly for Kenya Moore to, tell people, look at how Nene was behaving. Look how she was acting. So I was like, shit. They was wildin'. Kenya hair is real. She proving it over and over again. Yep. Missing bug. When you invite the drunken aunt that no one wants to be there. I was like, okay, we're going to see if, the next episode, somebody stands up and say something. I was just like, like, are you serious? Like, I was like, shit, she went in about the Mark situation and Porsha laughing and shit. I wouldn't be laughing when your man doing what he doing. 1 minute you guys might be together, next minute, you might be leaving him. So I was just like, and so this is Nene trying to spit in the woman's face. And this is Nene, that's the spit that's coming right out of her mouth. When she started spitting your mother effing face because she just got so mad at Kenya Moore, and she said more harmful things to Kenya Moore than than anything. I was just like, shit. Like, damn. That's how we gonna do it? I was like, shit. I mean, it was really some true ghetto shit. I noticed she has opened the door again to Porsha. Let's see how long that lasts. I know we're going to see how long Peanuts throwing. My 3-year-old does that. Greetings. Hey, what's up, the Queen Love Bug? Yeah, the shit is crazy. For real. Like, I was like, damn. Like, it went down. I was like, Nene was going in. But was Nene saying things that the other cast member wanted to say? Or, was she speaking facts? Like, how do you feel about what Nene Leakes said? And if Kenya Moore said them things to Nene Leakes, would anybody be offended for Nene Leakes? or whatever. Tanya should have kept her laughter quiet too. Her laughter was loud, and Portia's laughter was loud. It was clearly they was enjoying it, and clearly it looked like Cynthia was like, I think they all felt a certain type of way, from Porsha earlier, maybe she felt a certain type of way when Kenya Moore said something about, she better get a large size or whatever. And then, Cynthia Bailey saying you better go to the Atlanta section or something like that. And then, the wine situation between, Cynthia and Kenya, people was feeling, even, Candy said something because, Candy really doesn't speak that much on anything that when it comes to, people or whatever, like when it comes to Kenya Moore, doing anything, basically she got her back 100%, and she ain't gonna say nothing negative about her in public. She don't want to give people, any ammunition to try to say that, oh, she's not cool or she's fake towards Kenya, because I think Kenya and Candy really do have a friendship, and they know how to support each other, because I don't think Kenya would have came for Candy in any certain way about business, because number one, Candy knows her business. And is quite equal enough that Cynthia didn't know her business, and probably everybody else knew that she didn't know her business. Greg is out doing his thing. He is. Please don't let me start clowning again. So, the situation, it's a crazy situation for real, for real. I was like, damn, like she went in, like, shit, what advice did you want to give her? Like, shit, what did you want to say to her? Like, what type of, I guess, Nene was at the point at that time right there with the liquor and what went on, last episode, that she realized, what, I'm going to say some things and do some things where there's no coming back from it, where we just going to go toe to toe, blow to blow. I'm going to say how I feel. I don't know what inspired her at that moment to get in and to go low. She basically, she's saying that she felt like the ladies are tiptoeing around Kenya Moore and she's the bully. And so basically, I guess Nene said, I'm going to stick up for everybody. But that's not what we have seen Porsha get bullied before too as well. So I was just like, damn, it is crazy. It is crazy. Candy, all they give serve opinions in the confessional. I wish you would say some of those things at the time of the incident. Candy didn't know much about the restaurant business before she opened the OLG. No, she did not know much about it, but she was gonna get it together, and plus it was her auntie and her mother and Tara's handling business, so she's putting money out there, so she would know what's going on. She didn't know, so you're absolutely right about that situation. But yes, it was shade. And I don't think it started off as shade, but then all the reactions that came after, question number 1 and question number 2 and question number 3 and then question number 4, it didn't seem like Kenya Moore wanted to stop, or maybe she didn't see that there was any harm to talking to Cynthia and questioning her about her business. Yes, it would have been nice if it wasn't on camera and people wouldn't judge Cynthia about, oh, she don't know shit about wine, I ain't buying none from her. Especially what about people that actually spends, has a budget for like, maybe $6,000 to $8,000 a month for wine, because what's her name? Toya is talking about she got a wine budget. You know what I mean? A customer like Toya is like, oh shit, you don't know shit. Well, I'm gonna go somewhere where they know stuff, where they convince me. Rich people, they like to be convinced to spend their money with you. You know what you're talking about. They feel like, oh, they were superior class, so therefore they're gonna spend their money with superior class. So So we have that situation. So with Jackson, I wonder if the side piece was at the event at Mark. Like we wondered that, why it went so crazy, but I don't think that he will actually go that far and bring her there. But she could have been a part of the organization, but I don't know. I don't think that she was there, but a lot of people assume that. We talked about thinking that maybe the side piece was there because he was just absolutely acting like he is not married and basically not happy to be married at the same damn time. J Mac, Nene doesn't speak facts. She needs psychological help. Oh, yeah. Speaking of psychological, that's when, Kenya Moore said that you're bipolar. What type of, emotion are you using now? Who am I dealing with now? So this is what Kenya Moore says to Nene Leakes. Like, what are we dealing with now? Like, what, you bipolar. So which Nene are we getting? What are we getting right now? Nene Leakes was like, no, you're bipolar. That's why your man can't stand you. He don't want to be with you because you crazy. He don't want nothing to do with you. I was like, damn. I was like, yeah, Nene was going in. She was talking hella shit like it was crazy, for real, for real. My point is that all learning as they go and to invest in themselves. Yes, Kenya was being mean after question number 7. I thought Mark was had a side piece in NY. Some people, and then Nene was talking about, yeah, he's gone. He left you with his earring and his nose, earring and a nose left you in all. Like, she was just going in. I was like, Lord have mercy, what is really going on with this situation, Elizabeth? I love Kenya. Honestly, don't think it's her attention to her Cynthia. She doesn't even take it personally till others point it out, which isn't what Kenya was trying to do. She felt a certain type of way, but she didn't know, because Cynthia basically saying that she's giving Kenya more a lot of leeway because of the situations that she's going through and the traumatic situation, and a divorce and everything else like that. But she said that she's going to, she's been letting Kenya Moore get away with stuff. So basically, to me, when she said that, I think that she felt like she was being read a little bit, or it wasn't coming from a friendly place, and she had to question herself: is the joke on me? Is she coming for me? And then everybody's coming to her too as well. So that even adds up. And then you have Nene talking about she done tried to mess up your engagement, and now she's talking about your business. So everybody's looking at Cynthia Bailey and pointing a finger at her, making it seem like she has to choose if Kenya's her friend or not. And sometimes that comes from production too as well, where they basically try to garner the public's attention to turn and to break up either a relationship, which is a friendship, or a relationship that when you are with someone too as well. So now you have all that going on. So, you can tell that production did a lot with this episode when it comes to, I really honestly thought in the beginning with Kenya and Cynthia that at first I think they talked about, I'm going to ask you questions about why and Blase and the third. Maybe that, then it seemed like it got a little bit harsh too as well. But we don't know if they actually said, let's do this to make the episode exciting, because there's nothing really going on, because they didn't know that they was going to have, Porsha and Tanya have their own little secret little situation where everyone's gonna have to own up and tell the truth, or tell the truth about something, then throw it away, you know what I mean? So then it got crazy. And then Cynthia, Cynthia doesn't want to give anybody any ammunition to, she doesn't want to talk about Kenya, and she doesn't really want people to come to her and tell her about Kenya, because she don't want anybody to divide what they have. She want it to happen between them, and I guess in their conversation, because they've been on the show, they know production, and they know things are produced too as well. Because the way the lady looked at him, how he looked back at her, she was standing in that corner. A Greg side piece, Kenya needs to get a can of mace. Hey, that's the Queen Love Bug. Most looked like she was possessed. Nene was on fire. Levon, Cynthia gave Nene a lot of rope too. She only stopped Nene when she called Peter a bitch. La Chu, Levon, Sherry Jackson. Mark didn't really want to be on the show anyway. No, he did not want to be on the show at all. So the shit, like I'm telling you, that whole little scene right there, that should have been in the hood. That should have been in my backyard somewhere. You know what I mean? Because that situation went, like, damn, like, that, when you have a situation like that, somebody's calling you out because they want that head up. She wanted to insult Kenya. She wanted that. She wanted to make Kenya feel low. She wanted to make her feel bad. And, she wanted to rub in the situation of what she's going through too as well, because I think she felt like she had to, she wanted to do it, and she can do it. And she felt like she was being bullied, so now she's coming at her. Because, the last really harsh things that was said to Kenya Moore came from Marlo. Marlo didn't even jump in and say anything. She just let Cynthia know she got red over there at dinner up in the air. Did you forget how to read? Did you forget how to talk, bitch? Like, what? So, it is what it is. True Mary James is staying clear. The Queen Love Bug. I am humble, only name B. Nene needs to mind her business and keep the man out of everybody's relationship, because she should have class, but where it increased, we need somebody to track down Mark's first wife to hear his side of the story. I know I miss Peter being on to check. That was the Queen Love Button. Hey, did I just watch Love and Hip Hop? It was like a little bit of Love and Hip Hop. I was just like, shit. The reading came real. So We already know. Nene's talking about she want that head up, she want this and that. She's talking about she's ready for the reunion. You know, there's some people saying the reunion is going to be canceled, it's going to be postponed, or whatever. We'll see when it comes, because we ain't gonna lose no sleep whenever it comes out or on. We have a state of emergency. There's a whole lot of shit going on. So, like I was saying earlier in the beginning of the video, guys, allegedly, and from what I'm hearing, what I'm seeing, and what I was told, that Donald Trump is going to shut down, you know, the United States in 48 hours. I don't know when it's going to reopen, so that means everything is going to be closed other than the necessary things like the police department, fire department, and the hospital. So some parents that do have their children in school, since school is shut down, they'll be at home. Some people are getting paid, some people might not be getting paid too as well. So make sure you have everything that you need in your house, or what you can, to sustain for a while. If you don't have it, you don't have it. The only thing you can do is do what you can do, you know. And basically, you know, a lot of people are going to make a lot of money off of this situation. You know, it's been declared a national disasters. Money is coming in, so companies and all types of people getting money. Hopefully the money trickle down to some of us too as well. And we know the borders are still open, so there's still people coming into the United States. There's a lot of stores that have closed down to restock. So there's a whole lot of shit going on. There's a lot of shortage of food because we're dependent on China to provide our every need when it comes to food, when it comes to medicine, when it comes to everything. That now they have a crisis over there and they can't produce product. Now we suffer. We need jobs back in the United States. We need to have our own factories again. We need to start building stuff. They need to, you know, we're the greatest super country in the world. We're supposed to be the greatest. Then why can't we handle a situation with a national disaster where we have enough food, we have enough supply, we have enough medical medication and everything else here in the United States? So I think that is a thing that, you know, we have to focus on, is building more factories and producing our own stuff. We can produce things with natural energy now, different type of energy where it doesn't have to pollute everybody. But basically, be careful, wash your hands, keep your kids' hands clean. You know, if you have to bring your kids out in public, make sure they're covered up, like they got hats on, they got shoes, they got long sweaters. And if you got a safety pin, their hoods together around their hand, or leave 2 fingers out, or put their gloves or their mittens on so they don't touch things. And try not to be in condemned environments, because it is kind of airborne and they expect a lot worse to happen. And if you're already healthy, a lot less will happen to you, but you never know how the virus might hit you. And, you know, people are not going to quarantine themselves too as well. So, you know, there are some celebrities that are, you know, doing like a food drive for the kids that are missing out on, you know, the after school program, when they provide snacks and meals, the breakfast program, and the hot lunches program, because there's a lot of kids out here that are going to be missing meals while they're at home. So I'm hoping the government will send extra food stamps to these people that are impoverished and their kids depend on school lunches. So that means if they're dependent on school lunches, that most likely their parents are not going to be able to stock up. Please check up on your neighbors. Please check up on people that are elderly to make sure they're all right and they're calm and they got what they need, you know. So everything did happen too late. Refill your alcohol too. Yeah, refill your alcohol. Get your, you know, your alcohol bottles, rubbing alcohol, because they run out of cleaning stuff. You can mix water and alcohol together. You can spray it. You know, if you don't got tissue, you can use a cloth, because, you know, we had diapers where cloth diapers with safety pins. You can do that too as well. So only thing you really need is some food. You need some food. And, you know, like I said, tomorrow I'm probably gonna be doing an all-nighter, because I'm gonna go to the store in the morning, because the government is supposed to shut down in 48 hours. That's the word I heard. I don't know how true it is. You know, I don't know who the president, I don't talk to the president like that. I don't talk to none of them people like that. You already know, baby. But the word that I got, that's going to possibly happen. That may happen in the next 48 hours or the next 2 days, or it can happen like a couple of days from now, because they still have people coming in on international flights to the United States. So they're not being quarantined. They're being asked questions. And then if they feel like they have came into contact, they are supposed to self-quarantine themselves, put themselves in isolation for 14 days, you know. So bleach is sold out in North Carolina. There's no bleach here. There's no tissue here. There's no Lysol. There's no nothing. There's a lot of, I want a school lunch. Me too, Levon. T, yes, thank you, Mary Jane. I am humble. I walked in faith and not in fear. Like it's not to be like, it's not fear, it's not to be scared or anything else. But if you are going to be in your house, you're going to be stuck in your house, you want to be comfortable in your house too as well. You want to have food. You want to be able not to be around, and if you already got food in your house, then you straight. You know what I'm saying? If you got food, you straight. And if you have food for a couple of days, you're straight. If you got some leftovers, you're straight too as well. But just in case if there is a close down, you just want to have some of your needs met if anything gets worse than what it is, because we don't really know if it's going to be around for a month, if it's going to be around for 2 months. Is it going to just start spreading rapidly? Because you got everybody rushing into, grocery store, supermarket, Walmart, Target, the dollar store, the Dollar Tree, the corner store, all these crowds together. And, that could possibly get themselves infected because it's airborne, it's in the air. Some people got on masks, some people don't. But, a week ago, it wasn't this bad. But the store prices are gouging. They are charging $6 for one roll of tissue. Yup, because people went out and brought mad tissue. When I was seeing the commercials of people or the news and it was buying tissue and shit like that, I should have went out there. But like, you don't want to panic. Excuse me. You don't want to panic. And and food, you don't want to run out. You know what I'm saying? You want to have at least food for like 2 weeks or whatever. So many people are buying so much stuff. But I was just so busy helping out people in my community that didn't have transportation, getting them in and out their house to make sure they have what they need, make sure they have their medication, pick up their medication. So I was like a taxi service to people in my community that are not family members, that are not related, to make sure that they was okay, because they didn't have people to depend on. So in the meantime, in between time, there was still things everywhere, but I didn't get enough for myself. So you're supposed to take care of yourself first and then everybody else. But I was taking care of everybody else first because they really needed the help. So that's why I wasn't making videos. I was going back and forth. I was helping people clean, the elderly, like people that I know, or people that call certain numbers and need support and assistance because they don't have any family members, they don't have any children, and they're elderly and they can't get out much. And also, they are not in the greatest health either. So, it is what it is. But take care of the people that's around you, or check up on your neighbors that that live at home alone, that don't have any relatives or anybody to help them at all. Because we got to take care of our people. And because when we get their age, we want the youth to look out for us too as well. We want to keep that going. And then to the youth that saw me doing what I'm doing, hopefully they would do the same thing when they get of age, or they will help out another elderly person, because we got to take care of our people. And it is what it is. Oh, thank you so much, the love bug. But in the meantime, in between time, I got a little bit of food, but it ain't enough. This black people in my house, men, they gotta eat. So it ain't enough. It's enough for like 3 days. That's it. Other than that, but in some cases, some people be like, I brought extra supplies to assist for the less fortunate. That's really good. That's really good. I lost a lot of time. I was just doing a whole lot, just really trying to make sure people was okay, because it's something that my mother taught me, and something that her mother taught her and her fathers, to take care of your people and help your people out too as well, because it's crazy. So we'll see what actually does happen. A lot of people, I'm just telling you, the teenagers, the people in their 20s, around here, they are having a good time. The bars, the clubs are still open. People are still dancing. Kids are outside in the street playing. The malls were packed with kids today, just chilling, having a good time, and everything else like that. So, they ain't worried about a damn thing. And plus, they ain't got school for a minute too as well. People still getting their booty calls. They ain't got to work. So they're doing their damn thing. So, a lot of people think that, Trump should have did a lot more sooner. And, some people are caught off guard, but some people can't worry like that because they don't have money like that to go out and stock up on stuff and stock up on things. You know, some people don't even have the space to do that too as well, or not financially able to buy a lot of things. You know what I mean? They're already living from check to check, and if they even getting a check, and then now, you know, if they do shut down, a lot of people are going to be losing, you know, their wages and their money that they need to pay their bills, because national grid and, you know, the light company and the gas company, they don't want to hear nothing like that too as well. So you know, they do have testing centers too as well for people to test themselves. You know, they're closing the border down here. Yeah, they were supposed to close it down a long time ago. My daughter's out of school for 30 days. Right here, we're out of school for 3 weeks. So how the hell you gonna get a babysitter? Like, all, like, you know, all the daycares are gonna be filled up. Everything's gonna be filled up, so you can open up a daycare too as well. Lord have mercy. Right now, if you can get your paperwork, get your things together, open up a daycare, you'll make the money, because I don't know how people are going to go to work if, you know, the schools are closed down too as well. So it's a whole lot. Emily, my friend Holiday from England, country is canceled and they are not happy, but I canceled anyway. Better to be safe than sorry. Amen, Emma. It's better to be safe than sorry. For real, for real. So it is what it is. And then the hospitals are very crowded. You know, they're talking about they don't have enough, you know, kits to actually test people for the, you know, for the virus and stuff like that. But, you know, just eat healthy right now. You know, if you can pop some vitamins, like I was saying early in the video, there's some people that are ordering B12, natural B12, you know, from Amazon, you know, B12, and it actually giving itself B12 shots too as well. I would love to do that, but I'm scared to give myself a shot. And people are getting vitamin C, you know, in liquid form, and they're giving themselves a shot too as well. Some people going to their doctors to get, you know, B12 shots too as well. So take your vitamins, eat, you know, oranges, eat apples, tomatoes, you know, eat all the, you know, spinach, you know, kale, and avocado and blueberry. And if you make your own juice, that's good too as well. That will build up your immune system. Get some ginger too as well. Like but when you go to the supermarket and you buy these things, make sure you wash and you clean them very well, because people are touching them and coughing over them too as well. And try not to touch your face, your hands. So it's good to go out with gloves unless you have any, because the gloves, the Lysol, the tissues, the mask, or MIA where I live at. Crystal. Hey, what's up, Crystal? How you doing? Crystal Christine, hi, what's up? Prayers lift for everyone safe in Jesus Christ Almighty. Sherry, nobody can go to the hospital. Yes, a daycare, I know. I don't do needles. Me either. I can't. I'm afraid of them. Try not to eat meat. The animals may be sick. Yeah, you never know. But just make sure you have enough stuff that you need, and get the best vitamins that you can take, and start taking some vitamins, and, you know, making some juice for yourself, you know, beet juice, especially if you're not allergic to beet juice and stuff. And if you don't have gallstones, you know, beet juice is not good for people that got gallstones. And, you know, drink some carrot juice. You know, the shelves are empty. I am well, love. How are you? I'm hanging in there, baby. I'm gonna go out there, you know, and hit the streets and see what is left because of the shutdown. But a lot of people I know, some people are concerned, some people are not concerned. I think, like, if you guys want to call in, just let me know if you want to talk about Real Housewives of Atlanta. If you want to talk about, you know, the coronavirus, you know, there's a lot of places that the military are coming in, like in Rochelle, New York, I believe. You know, the National Guard was coming in because basically that place was heavily infected. And, you know, a lot of people are worried about people looting too as well. So make sure, you know, you got everything. So And if you guys want to know any more information on my community wall, I keep posts and updates on everything that has to do with the coronavirus and everything that the president says. It was some shit that he tried to blame Obama, and he would blame everybody else. Like, you should have been closed the borders, number one, and number two, you should have really made it more serious where people knew, about the overseas travel, so people that was overseas can protect themselves, be quarantined like maybe 3 weeks ago and be back here, you know what I mean? And then they will be safe in the United States. You can close the borders, rush the flights or whatever, but that didn't happen. And then, the hospitals don't have enough equipment. They're trying to get enough equipment. They even open up Target, Walmart, and big superstores to actually do testing for the virus. I don't know if I'm going to let anybody poke a needle in me out in public, at Walmart, at Target, but I guess you got to do what you got to do. Do I feel it safe? No. Do would I do it? No. But I know some canned goods and some jar goods, it's just like you need it because you just don't know. He didn't take accountability for anything. No, he did not at all. And us, black people, we've been through so much. Our grandparents been through so much. We heard tragedies, disasters, and blah, and the third. We still keep moving. We still keep pushing. We don't have that fear in us. We already build ourselves up and think of ourselves as being strong and powerful already, because we gotta be, to deal with all the shit that we gotta deal with every day, with doors closing on our faces. Racism, the impoverished, the injustice, the systematic racism that we experience too as well. Just sometimes just getting into a car or showing up to a job interview, so and actually trying to buy property, rent property. We deal with so much. So our skin is tough, our blood is tough, and we have really good genes and really good immune system, most of us. But if you have a compromised immune system with an illness or whatever, just take extra care of yourself and drink and take some herbs that'll make you even stronger. So basically you have the whole armor, the armor of God, the armor of health, the armor of spirituality with you, and the power that you possessed inside, that none of this shit is gonna mess with you like that. If you gonna fight it off, like your body's too strong, and we have to breathe life in our body, to ourselves, to our veins, to our kidneys, to our lungs, to our chest, to our heart, that is strong, is powerful. Sometimes you have to use all measures, especially if you don't have everything that is so easily getting, but it's not affordable to you. So don't take account for anything. Yes, get plenty canned hoods and boxes. Yes, for real. Please, people, cover your mouth. Yes, you're supposed to cough like that into your arm. Have your kids cough into their arm. Cough into your arm. Wash your hands at least for 30 seconds. Use detergent. Use soap. Use something that will kill germs. Wash your hands. Try not to touch your face. If you can't find latex gloves, wear regular gloves. Kitchen gloves. Kitchen gloves that you have in the house, or gloves that you use to garden, or gloves that you wear for the winter time. Use them, wash them after you're done with them. But if, because you got to touch the shopping kit, you got to pick up things, and you don't know if you're touching something someone just coughed on. Not saying that it'll be transmittable that quick, but you just don't want to take any risk, especially if your immune system ain't as healthy as it is. I heard 2 people naturally recovered from the coronavirus with no meds. I didn't hear that yet. And most likely, if you have a strong institution to live, and you have a strong immune system, and your body is really, and you're really healthy, and you have faith too as well, you can come through anything. Faith will get you through anything. Especially we have faith in yourself, faith in your body, faith in the universe, faith in God. You will be protected and you shall survive. And shit does happen. But we know from like so many different experience where, when it came to AIDS, when it came to HIV, when it came to herpes, when it came to to injecting our people with sicknesses to see as they was test dummies and things like that, our people still survived. They still kept moving. And it was so good that they even took our cells and everything and used it to cure cancer and cure different things. So much that, but we also got to think about, if you're a drug addict, if you're an alcoholic, you smoke mad cigarettes, you smoke a lot. You have to take that in count, and you got to take that in accountability too as well, that maybe your immune system might not be that strong. So do some extra stuff to protect yourself, to wash your hands, cough into your hand. If you don't have a mask, take a t-shirt and put it around your face. Take something and wrap it around your face. You know what I mean? Because we know how to improvise. Like if you don't have it and you haven't had it, you know how to improvise and survive. And we survived decades, we survived centuries, we've been around forever and ever and ever, and ain't no coronavirus gonna take us out. That ain't gonna happen. Our institution and our will is too strong. And that's for regular people too. Even whatever race that you are, if you have a strong will, a strong institution to live, and you call out on that, and you believe in that, shit, you gonna live. You gonna be all right. You gonna be well. It's all in what you believe. And that's why fear is the worst thing. And I know this is some people in the chat room was talking about fear. People don't be scared, because sickness comes in with fear. Sickness come in with stress. Sickness come in with worrying, So that's basically about it. And I have family and friends that work at the hospital, and it makes me nervous every day. Just because they come in contact and they have to wear certain stuff. I have friends that are Uber drivers, and a couple of Uber drivers came down with the corona, and basically that is here, but it's in New Bedford, and they're being isolated too as well. I had a friend that went to a party, and one of the people at the party tested positive for the coronavirus, and so the people at the party were supposed to get quarantined or whatever. This was in Boston. I was too busy running around trying to make sure the elderly in my community is okay. So if anybody want to call in, you guys let me know, or whatever. Whatever is clever, baby. What's his name? Whatever that dude is that got caught with the escort, the black guy. OMG, he picked a great week to get caught with a escort and doing meth. He picked a great week because ain't nobody really going to talk about his situation because of the coronavirus and all the stuff that's going on with the coronavirus. Basically, no one's really talking about Andrew Gillum. Basically, he was caught with, an escort, and it was doing meth, and this man is married. And it was what is really going on? This shit is crazy. I wonder if his wife knew that, he was bisexual. What is really going on with this situation? For real, for real? And I was I remember when he was running, I was like, oh my God, he was talking all this good mess and whatever. And then, a tragedy hit, a shooting, and then it kind of kept the other person in the office. Yes, he done got caught out here. Henrietta Lacks. Yeah, Henrietta Lacks. I couldn't think of her name, but I did do a video about Henrietta Lacks, about the movie and the book that I read about Henrietta Lacks, and how they use her genetics to cure all over the world. And there's so many more that we don't know about. Her story is the only one of the stories that got told. A lot of stories don't get told. And so now after her, they made it where after Henrietta Lacks has passed and wanted, her family wanted to recoup money, they made it in law if you go get a blood transfusion or you get blood done or you get any type of procedures, whatever left over, they can use it for research and they don't have to pay. I know this man was caught. He was out here doing the nasty, but he's good. He did it this week. Ain't nobody even worried about him. They ain't even worried about him. I think he took it off his Instagram. Yeah, he did take it off. He had a picture of him and his wife on his Instagram. And he's talking about celebrating his anniversary when he's out here at a hotel with 3 men and one is an escort, and he was intoxicated. He was in Miami and he was under the influence, of that good old crystal meth. He was out there getting that crystal meth. So basically I was like, OMG, like this is a crazy situation. He was in a Miami hotel room when a man, Travis, came in and appeared to have overdosed on crystal meth. Andrew Gillum released a statement. I was in Miami last night for a wedding, celebrating when first responders were called to assist one of my friends. While I had too much to drink, I want to be clear that I have never used methamphetamines. I apologize to the people of Florida Florida for the distraction this has caused your movement. I am thankful to the incredible Miami Beach EMS team for their efforts. I will spend the next few weeks with my family and appreciate the privacy during this time. I bet he does appreciate the privacy. He was out there getting it jacked up, and he got a wife at home. You know, is she his beard? Is she a part of the plan so he can get his political thing going? But you know, if you live in Miami or you live in Tallahassee, wherever this dude is at, Andrew, you probably already know, you know, the situation, the secrets with his thing, you know, what he be doing out here in these streets. Because, you know, when you live at a certain place, you hear things, you see things, you know what I'm saying? But when you on the outside, good night to you. Good night, Queen Lovebug. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. So, like, this is really a crazy situation. Like, this man was caught in a hotel and he was too intoxicated where they had to call the EMTS team. Like, yo, if you out here doing meth and, you know, you ran for, you know, mayor, or I think he excuse me, I think he ran for, he's a former mayor of he's a former mayor. But basically, you think he'll be carrying, you know, Nicam or whatever with him to basically, you know, if somebody's going into an OD shot, you know, you just basically either, you know, get the old school one through the chest, or, you know, the other one through the arm or something like that. You think he'll be prepared. If you taking meth, anybody could overdose. Like, come on, what's going on with that situation? His poor wife, I wonder if she knew. Like, this man is out here hiring escorts. It's not like he had a relationship with someone personally that he was messing with, that he knew what this person did and who this person was sleeping with and everything else like that. He's with an escort that sleeps with everybody. And then on top of that, if the price is right, you know damn well the escort is gonna let you go in there bareback. So don't even play games with me. And then he got his wife. He's out here fugazi. But I also gotta say this, the benefit of the doubt, because you know my black brothers, you know, sometimes we get set up in the media. My black sisters, we get set up in the media. Somebody want our job, somebody want our positions, and you know, basically we get caught out there. You know how they have Hollywood fixers? Well, they have Hollywood destroyers too as well, will set you up with a scene. But basically, I don't know why you was in a hotel. If you was out there celebrating a wedding, why are you in a hotel room with an escort and everybody's on meth? Like, you know, that's some hard shit to explain. But luckily he did it around this time. You know why? Because nobody really gives a damn, because they're worried about the coronavirus. Hey, Tevin, how you doing? 901, it's good to see you, baby. What's going on with you? J Mac, those are who are telling Cynthia she needs to wake up to himself. So I don't know what's going on with this man. This man was doing it. So basically, he released a public statement. But did he close his IG? Did this mother effer close his IG? I gotta log in. Lord, I saw this shit. I was like, I was too busy helping out in the hood, you know, doing what I supposed to do in my community, that I was just, you know. And I was like, I saw this story. and the meth. And then the escort that, you know, he's out here basically telling his truth. It says it's unavailable. So I guess he did take off his Instagram for now. So yeah, this man is a mess, baby. Let me see. His wife, she gotta go. Well, she don't even gotta go to work because the government gonna close down. She don't gotta face the people at work, not yet, until, you know, she get her story together and everything else like that. But yeah, this is a very embarrassing situation. You know, found by police in a hotel room with a man allegedly overdosed on meth. The former candidate from Florida Governor Andrew, who was named in a police report Friday, saying he was liberated, like he was and initially unresponsive in a hotel room where investigators found baggies of suspected crystal methamphetamines. Announced Sunday that he will enter rehab and step back from politics for the time being. Yes, you got caught out there. What's that mayor that got caught out there? You know, our black mayor in Washington, D.C., he got caught out there in a room smoking crack, and he was reelected to mayor. He passed away. Rest in peace to that brother. But yeah, Barry and Gordy, is that his name? Barry and Gordy, something like that. Drugs and down low, get tested immediately. The escort is the escort is talking, baby. While this is what I am talking about, Smish. These men be doing whatever when they married. Yes, I mean whatever. I mean, he's just out there in a hotel room chilling with meth, you know, getting high, knowing that there's corona going on, and he's doing the most. Like, shit, like, you didn't value anything about yourself because you wouldn't have been caught in the hotel room with baggies, meth, intoxicated, with an escort, leaving and we wouldn't have found out if there was no OD. So you should have had, you know, repellent on you. Where somebody OD, you know what to do. You have the measures, but it is what it is. I was just like, damn. Like, Lord have mercy. So he's going to rehab. So basically, he does have a meth hazard. He released that statement talking about he don't do meth, but why are you going into rehab? Why are you going into rehab? You know? After the conversation with my family and deep reflections, I have made the decision to seek help, guidance, and enter a rehab facility at this time. This has been a wake-up call for me since my race for governor ended. I fell into a deep depression that has led to alcohol abuse. I witnessed my father suffer from alcoholism, and I know the damaging effects it can have when untreated. I also know that alcoholism is often a symptom of deeper struggles. I am committed to doing the personal work to heal fully and show up in the world as more of a complete person. Oh boy. At first he wasn't doing that. Please do not arrest him, but the boxer. Yep. Yep, they did. They arrested him for a DUI in Miami Beach. Yep. Because he still has some shots. He still has some favors. Oh, see, I keep missing, you know, the calls. All right. I don't know why I'm missing them. Maybe it's on airplane mode. It is. All right. So now if these guys want to marry, yes, it was caught up like that too, I know. But he had a prostitute, but it was a female. And, you know, he was doing the crack. I think he was in a hotel room with a female prostitute. But I guess this situation is really much different because Andrew is married and been married for a decade. And he's caught in a hotel room under the influence, unresponsive, with a male escort. And you know, they picked that male escort up right off the corner. He's trying to rehab his image. You know he is. Love your little giggles. Oh, thank you, Miss Nina Bug. The boxer was behind the wheel drunk. Well, you know, they're going to arrest you. They're going to arrest you when you want, you know, behind the wheel. They got to arrest you off of GP. Unless you're somebody important. Okay, let's see if it works. If you guys want to call in, please let me know. And it goes, what else he goes? And he added, I need to firmly focus on myself and my family. I will be stepping down from all public facing roles for the foreseeable future. I can only imagine. I want to apologize to my family, my friends, and the people of Florida who have supported me and put their faith in me over the years. I ask that you respect my family privacy during this time. Thank you. He picked a good time to do this. Mary Berry was giving too many black people government contracts. That's number one too as well. He was taking care of people too. That's why he was end up getting, you know, reelected again. That's why he got, because people, even though he was doing some shady shit, with the drugs or whatever, people, I am going to call in. All right, no problem. And so, you have that situation. So I was just like, oh, he got caught up here. Lovely. But this is a perfect time because people going to forget, or they might remember. Lord, have mercy. What's really going on? Like, damn, he he was doing this so much that he wasn't even concerned or worried about it. He done did it so many times and done got away with it, and nothing happened to him. Not only there's other politicians that do the same thing too as well, but when you black, you gotta do better. Like if you think that you're gonna be you think you're gonna play in the same league, and they're not gonna follow the rules, but you gotta follow the rules too as well, unless you're prepared to deal with the consequences, or unless you're prepared to live your life correctly in the light and do what's right and not what's wrong. And therefore they can't bring anything, they won't have you in a compromising position where you're intoxicated and you're with an escort and they can say all this stuff about you. We know that people can be set up, but clearly he has some issues. Here we go, guys. Hey, what's up? What's going on? Hey, what's up? What's going on? Where you calling from? And give me your name and tell me where you calling from.
I'm calling from Flint, Michigan, and this is Norris Tony.
Hey, Norris Tony, what's going on, baby? How you doing?
Hey, it's good. I caught you again for the third week in a row.
I know. Hey, we doing it. I'm gonna be up all night. Like if I get offline, I'm gonna be up because I'm gonna try to get to the store at 7 a.m. because they say they open up at 7 a.m. So I'm gonna try to get to the store.
Yeah, I know I gotta work tomorrow, so I probably won't get to the store till Tuesday if they be open still.
I know, but you know what? As long as you're doing your thing, and you're not worried, and you have it all taken care of, it's all good. We gotta do what we can do, So what do you want to talk about? Real Housewives of Atlanta or the coronavirus?
We can talk about both if you have time, but I want to talk about the show first.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, Porsha, she showed so much growth in this episode because they was throwing shade at her. Kenya and Cynthia was throwing quite a bit of shade at her, and I know the old Porsha from previous seasons would have been snapping on them.
Mm-hmm.
She would have said something.
Yep.
I think motherhood then, matured her a little bit, and I think, she trying to take her mind off of Dennis, because she shouldn't be just talking about nobody else's relationship, because don't nobody know if they gonna be together or they gonna break up or not. So I just feel like, she should, not be criticizing nobody else's relationship.
Yep, that's true. And what do you say to the people that are saying that Porsha Williams need a storyline and that's why she's coming for Kenya? What do you think about that?
I could believe it because, the Dennis storyline is going out of fashion. We haven't seen him that much lately. And, Kenya, she know that Tanya is not, Porsha knows that Tanya is not strong enough to really take on Kenya, and shut her down, so that if she knows she can shut her down, or she, in the past, especially when she dragged her across the stage at that reunion. So she know if anything, she can handle Kenya if Tanya need her to, so that's why she's stepping in because of, that's why I think she mainly stepping in is because of Tanya. Other than that, she wouldn't be coming for Kenya. She wouldn't have no reason to. Basically, she wouldn't have no reason to come for her now. But I think she just forgetting, I think she kind of forgot the fact that they made up at the beginning of the season, or at least agreed to be cordial with each other.
Yeah. So, and what else would you like? What do you think of? Do you think that Kenya Moore was actually coming for Cynthia Bailey, or was it jokes?
It was probably jokes, but I feel like if she wanted to teach her something about the wine business or give her some opinions, I feel like she should have done that off camera. Because if that's really your true friend and your best friend on the show, you just don't do stuff like that to your friend now. your friends should be off limits and the other girls come at them, you know. I feel like her and Candy should be off limits and she can go at the other women.
And what do you think about Nene's behavior? The argument between her and Kenya Moore.
That was awful. I think, but then again, I remember how her and Kim used to go at it on the show, because that's what that kind of reminded me of when she used to go at it with Kim. Before her and Kenya, that's what that reminded me of, because when she would have her worst arguments was with Kim. And I know she had a bad one on one of the previous, like 2-3 seasons ago with Porsha, but that wasn't as bad as this one. And then her and Kim used to go at it. But yeah, her trying to spit or spit on Kenya the next episode, now that's low. Now, I don't respect that at all. I would say that's the worst I've seen her act on TV. But that's horrible. Keep your spit in your mouth. I feel like, why you trying to spit on somebody? If you gonna spit on somebody, why you spit on them? Don't let the spit come out of your mouth. You look stupid for trying to spit, and then your spit don't look like it's going anywhere. So it's like you're too old to be acting like that. And if you wanted to really hurt, and I feel like she was acting for the cameras, because off the camera, she wouldn't probably respect the Kenya like that, because she knows she needs the money. I feel like if she really wanted to come for her, she would do it on camera. But she did it for the camera. But I think she make herself look bad by trying to spit on somebody. That's just, you know, we didn't see it this episode, but we don't see it. And I feel like the other women, the reason why none of them stepped in, because I think they were surprised. I think that behavior caught them off guard. So that's why they like, man, they haven't seen that from her in a long time. So that's probably why they didn't say nothing, and it took them a little bit of time before they do anything. But I know one thing, Claudia, on that one season when Claudia Jordan was on there, that was the last time Nene tried to go at another black woman, and Claudia shut her down. Claudia got right with her. See, that's the difference between Claudia and Cynthia and Kenya, because Claudia, she definitely know how to read a person. And Nene didn't know what to do with her besides calling her name. Claudia was reading her like hooked on Sonic.
Now, do you think Nene displaying this behavior makes her look bad or not?
What say that again?
The behavior that Nene displayed towards Kenya at the end of the episode, do you think that is embarrassing for Nene or not?
Yeah, now that she older, yeah, definitely. It does make her look bad, especially the part that we gonna see the next episode make her look worse. Because it's like, she shouldn't have been that mad at her to try to do that. I mean, Kenya, I know she's mad at her from stuff that didn't build up. It's a build up of stuff that's been happening from this season and probably previous seasons, but still Kenya didn't do her that bad to the point where she tried to, spit on her. So it's like, yeah, I feel like Nene probably just needs somebody to go off on. I just feel like Kenya is her target. That's what I think. She made herself look bad. Absolutely. Absolutely, she made herself look bad because she's getting too old. It's like the plastic surgery. You waited too long to get that plastic surgery, but still, it's like she's getting too old to be acting like that. If she was gonna do something to Kenya, like I said, she shouldn't try to spit, and she should have tried to get closer to her instead of throwing things at her. But I think mainly she's putting on for the camera because that's what production want her to do.
So you don't even think that she was really that mad at Kenya Moore?
No, she couldn't have been. Like, how? Besides the press, and the stuff that Kenya been saying about her in the press, that's been coming out recently, and this show been recorded since probably last year sometime.
Yep.
So it's like, I don't think she that mad at Kenya. If she was, seriously.
Or was she really jealous? You think that she was mad because of how easily Cynthia Bailey forgave Kenya Moore?
I think that has something to do with it, jealousy. And jealousy is an ugly thing in this world. That is an ugly thing. That shows signs of insecurity. And I think that the show, because I know you made a point early in this video when you talked about Cynthia not wanting to talk about Kenya in front of the other women in a negative way because she feel like that could mess up her friendship with Kenya. I feel like that's what her and Cynthia, or her and Nene had going on, in earlier seasons when they would talk about each other to the other women, and I feel like that's what messed up their friendship. And so Cynthia thinking twice about, doing that to Kenya. She like, you know what? She probably thinking, this is one reason why me and Nene ain't friends no more, or we didn't fell out because of the drama. We let other people get involved in our drama. And so Cynthia learning a lesson from that with Kenya, and she don't want that to happen with Kenya. And Cynthia seeing the true Nene, and she like, I don't want nothing like this to happen between me and Kenya. So that's why I feel like she not criticizing Kenya to the other women. She been there, done that with Nene, and she don't want to make that same mistake.
I know Kenya Moore said to her, that's why you're over here groggling and begging for everybody to be your friend. I was like, Lord. But we do have Jason Campbell. He said Kenya deserved it. And LaVon, she has a question. After watching Candy check Kenya, what do you think about Nene calling Candy fake?
Candy, she been too laid. She been very laid back, like she been laid back, and then when it comes to certain things involving Kenya and Cynthia, she'll stand up for them. I don't think Candy fake at all. I just think that she done been on the show so long. I feel like she just picking and choosing her battles, and she has, like you say, more loyalty to Cynthia and Kenya. And I feel like, since she done found her two closest friends, if she needs to, she'll bag them up. And then the other, like her and Porsha, I think her and Porsha are cool, but I don't think she still trusts her the way that she used to because of the Phaedra situation. If Porsha never let herself got involved in that Phaedra mess, I think that Candy would probably be, her and Candy probably would be the best of friends. And she probably would stand up for Porsha more than any of them. Because they was real close before that Phaedra situation. But
Yes,
yeah, I don't think Candy fake at all. She just playing, like you say, playing the Big Brother game.
Yep. It seemed like she was quiet for a minute because she didn't know what ship did she need. Did she need to hop off this ship with Kenya Moore, or did she need to hop on this ship with Nene Leakes? Just if she was playing Big Brother. But it was, like you said, they could have been really shocked, and possibly we're going to see it on the next episode because she went in on Kenya Moore, and she went in calling her, drive this, your husband don't want you because you got bipolar, even though Kenya brought that up first. But it was a whole lot of low blows. But what do you think about the coronavirus? Anything you want to touch on that?
Yeah, I just feel like out of nowhere, that's just so surprising that's even happening. I just feel like Donald Trump should have, he's so focused on the wrong things. I felt like he should have been saying something about this, instead of trying to shut down, the possibly shutting down the United States and leaving people in their houses for at least 2 weeks. I felt like he should have said something sooner because people, it's like for a lot of people, they need like at least a further notice when stuff is happening, so they, like you said, they can make a plan on when they can go to the store, and not only go to the grocery stores, but also give them stores time to
stock up.
Like overstock. Yeah, so they won't run out of things so easily. That's the thing. Them stores could have been stocked up. Because you know how some stores, like when they put stuff on clearance sometimes, but it'd be regular stuff that they regularly sell, but they put it on clearance because they have overstock, like stuff like overstock. Like at Walmart, when I used to work there, Walmart used to have extra products, a lot of extra stuff in their back room. That's why a lot of times their back room will be crowded because they was overloading. The trucks will overload the back room in the store with supplies of products. So, and I feel like these stores could have had time to do that, and the stuff wouldn't run out so quick. They could have overloaded.
Mm-hmm. All right, Tony. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Yep, you welcome. And I feel like and Eva, I'm glad she not around that mess. I'm glad I wasn't on that trip.
I know
So
because she
glad.
would have been like up shit creek with what to say or what to do, and then she's pregnant. She don't need that stress.
I know. That's why I said she really don't need to be on this show. I feel like she's too classy to be on this show. Because I know she could throw the shade, but the way them ladies be coming at her, she can't really be herself because it's like she backpedal. She make herself look fake, and I don't think she really fake. I just don't think that she fit in with them ladies. Because if she did, I think she would own up to her stuff. So I just don't think she should be on the show no more, especially after seeing this crap that she probably watching on TV. And plus, I hope they do the reunion because, whenever this coronavirus calm down or whatever, I hope that they do the reunion because this season been too good not to have a reunion.
I know they're gonna have it, but we can wait for it. You know what I mean? I know they're gonna have a reunion. There's no way Bravo's gonna go without a like you said, the season was too epic. It's just that, if they have to take time, extra precaution, it's all good. Because we gonna get it, they gonna give it to us. They gonna give it to us, but everyone's trying to be safe because a lot of things are closed down. A lot of talk show hosts or shows on national TV that have audiences. They're not. Clubs and bars are being closed down too as well.
Yeah, and I know Nene. I want to see if she gonna come for Candy because she, like she did in that video, calling her fake. And I'm telling you, Candy is the one person that can stand up to her. Don't she's smaller than Nene, she's shorter, but Candy, she got the voice and she got the attitude to handle her. So I want to see her try to come for Candy. Out of everybody, I think Candy can handle her the best.
Mm-hmm.
I think that would be an epic battle at the reunion. But I think that Nene gonna really be focused on, like she say, that alliance between Candy, Cynthia, and Kenya. I don't like the other women. I don't really think Nene gonna really come for them as much. But then again, I heard that she had problems with Eva again.
Oh yeah.
How true that is.
Yeah, they're going back and forth basically. Nene made herself look bad, J Mac. Yeah, they're going back and forth again. Nene is mad because she's no longer in charge of the girls. Oh, Lord. Hi everyone, how you doing?
Yeah, she probably gonna go at them four ladies because I haven't heard anything bad about her and Porsha, and then her. I don't think she gonna come for Tanya or Marlo. And Marlo, I feel like she playing a Big Brother game too. She picking and choosing her own battles when to say stuff. Because Marlo got a hand in probably in almost everything. Marlo, it's hard for her to sit down and stay quiet. Out of everybody, I think she the most opinionated. She gonna voice what she gotta say, no matter what, if anybody wanna hear it or not. But the reason why I think she stands so quiet is, like I said, she want to make herself look good for them boys, her nephews. She don't want them to look back on this show and see, dang, our aunt, acting, misbehaving with these women, and we got to act like that, like thinking they have to act like that when they're around people. But yeah, this coronavirus, oh my goodness, it's like the worst thing that's ever happened. And I appreciate your words of wisdom and your spirit when it comes to this topic.
Oh, no problem. I appreciate you coming through. I appreciate seeing you always. You guys, please check out Tony's YouTube channel. He'll be in the chat room. He's a moderator. Please show him some love and subscribe to his YouTube channel. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Much love to you, Tony. And be careful, be safe, and do what you need to do.
Yeah, if you say you think I should shop for 2 weeks worth of grocery, or?
Well, only enough where, you have enough space for it. And then on top of that, you won't break the bank where you'd be destitute without any cash on you, Shop for enough that you could prepare, maybe for 2 weeks. But 2 weeks is a lot. You don't want your food to go bad, because if you don't have storage, it can go bad. But if you get some box, some canned goods and stuff like that, just stack them up and think about, I can have this one day, as much as you can possibly get, as much as out there, because I don't know how long the shutdown's going to be, but allegedly the government's supposed to close everything down and 48 hours, and then after that I don't know when they're going to reopen. So I guess at least 2 weeks. Levon says at least 2 weeks.
Yeah, because I know I shop on. I do my grocery shopping like weekly, so yeah, probably a week or two, or like you say, I have to come up with a plan and a strategy on what to get. Because I have some picky people and picky eaters in my house.
I know, me too. So Lord have mercy. I hope there's some stuff there that's left over. They're talking about closing down restaurants too as well. So just get as much as you can that's available, because we don't know what's going to happen. And if it's food and it's staples, you can always reuse it. So buy some stuff that you're going to ordinarily eat anyway. But don't get too much, because you don't want it to spoil too as well. I used to have a chest freezer, but I sold my chest freezer. I wish I would have never sold it, because I would have went to the farmer's market. But I sold my chest freezer, so there's only so much that I can get of things. But basically, like I think Queen Lovebug said, as the meat might be contaminated, so just get a lot of, get enough, get what you need to get. And just get some fruits and vegetables, so everybody around you, eat something that would boost their immune system, because it's airborne and things like that. Probably so many people came in contact with people with the coronavirus, and they exude health, so therefore they don't even know they even have it, and they probably don't even show the crazy symptoms that a lot of people that are showing, that are being contaminated, that are being isolated, and then they're almost near death. You know what I'm saying? So.
Yeah. Oh, that show is called Shahs of Sunset.
Oh, Shahs of Sunset. Yeah, Shahs of Sunset. Yeah, one of the girls dated. I just started watching it like the other day. Used to date R. Kelly. I was like, oh my God, she was out there. So there's a lot of things that are closing down. There is a lot of things, They're closing down a lot of things in Massachusetts, a lot of things in Ohio. March 15th, the order will shut down all in-person dining room, restaurants, and bars. Still will have carry and delivery. So a lot of places that you order food from, you're not going to be able to go in there and sit down and eat, because unless you're able to provide a lot of space for your patrons. But they're really trying to control the contamination, because I guess it could spread like wildfire too as well. So it's one of them situations where we're just only going to have to see what happens, and see if we can get product and supplies back in the United States. And then if the government's going to come with measures of actually building things in the United States, actually having factories that produce the things that we are dependent on China for, because once they get hit, we get hit too. But if we had our own things, and if it wasn't so expensive, with making things in the United States, it'll be we wouldn't have to ship everything that we need out to China. And now that they're having this tragic situation with the coronavirus, and now it's spreading to the United States, and now people are running around. But if we had these factories that can produce it, we'll be in a lot better position than we are.
I'm just gonna hope and pray that they don't shut down everything, but it most likely might happen. But I'm just gonna prepare myself, like you said, just in case, because I know some people was like telling me, like, they probably just saying that just to get people to spend all their money just, to help, control or, to get the resources that they or pay for the resources that they need to fight this virus. And I said that could be a reason why they, talking about shutting down, everything because they trying to get, people to spend their money and go buy food and, and use that money towards resources that to help fight this virus. So, like I said at first, I'm like, I'm not going to panic. I'm not going to just jump and do that. But like you say, I might end up having to do it because I do have to grocery shop this week. So, like I said, it's a good time for me to try to do that.
Yeah, if you got to grocery shop this week too, as soon as you can, get the things that you do need. If you shop for once a week, you can do it twice. And what you said is definitely facts. There's definitely been plenty of times it's been proven where the government, when we have snowstorms or disasters about to happen, they will get people to rush out. I know here where I'm from, we get a lot of snow. And at one point in time, we had the, weatherman and all of them get together and talk about, oh, you need to go shopping, you need to get salt and all this other stuff, craziness, people run around. But it was never as bad as this because I've been to the market and, BJ's was empty. There was nothing in BJ's. So, people are rushing out and buying a lot of things too as well. But when it comes to like the weather and stuff, we found out that all the, weathermen and the council, not the councilmen, but business owners and stuff like that, like they hyped it up. They wanted them to hype every situation up so people can run out and spend money, and that has been proven and it has happened before in history. But this seems a whole lot different because of how quick and fast people can be contaminated. But like I said, if you got that strong will, that strong institution, and you already got a healthy immune system, then, you don't have that much to worry about. We got to worry about the children and the elderly. And if you do have a compromised immune system because you have some other type of debilitating, things that you are fighting, just suit up with the gloves, with the mask, and take as much vitamin C, vitamin D, and different vitamins, especially, chlorella, and having charcoal, taking black seed oil, even taking, some people don't like garlic, chopping up garlic and, swallowing it, making your own juice and stuff like that to boost up your immune system if you have to go out there, and be around a whole lot of people. You just want to make sure if you do come in contact that this shit would just bounce right the F off you or have no impact on you because your immune system is up there, That's just my opinion, but don't rush and get crazy. We'll see what happens. No matter what happens, we're all gonna survive. We're all gonna have to do what we gotta do. You know what I mean? People will be out here looting. People will be out here doing the most. So you gotta protect yourself too as well, because you don't know who's gonna try to run up and take what you got. If it actually get that way, a lot of people are just concerned about the military situation. They're concerned that people. The military is going to come in and take over and stuff like that. So people are concerned about that. And they're thinking that maybe it's going to be martial law. Garlic is everything for your immune system. Yes. Some people believe in taking garlic and some people don't. But I know, if you cut up garlic and you just swallow it whole, that'll help too as well. Especially, and then ginger, if you can steam it, grind it, they even use ginger to help fight cancer. There's so many different herbs and vitamins that you can use,
I'm glad you feeling better and you got better at the right time. Now you able to fight this, this corona, virus, that's going on out there. So I'm happy that you in bed because we need our Mary Jane. We need our
Oh, thank you so much. Oh no, ain't nothing good. I have allergies too as well. I have the worst allergies. Basically, it was telling me I'm allergic to everything now. Before it was, I was allergic to gas. I was allergic to gasoline. Now there was like, you allergic to everything. You're allergic to the wood. You're allergic to the chalk. You're allergic to the paint. You're allergic to the carpet. You're allergic to the air conditioner. You're allergic to central air. And so, don't forget about cinnamon. Yes, cinnamon's good too as well. If you can get cinnamon pills, or if you could just get, make some tea with cinnamon too as well. But just keep your body fluid. Keep fluids in your body. And if you can drink pH water, water with high pH, or drink coconut water, because coconut is healing to the body, because they used to use coconut as blood plasma before, before we got all the, stuff together with synthetic blood and stuff like that. And then on top of that, coconut is used for a lot of different things. So coconut is really good too, but I doubt if you find some coconut unless you somewhere where coconut is seasonal, but it's very good for you too as well.
Yeah, you the real deal, Holyfield. But I take one a day vitamins. That's what I take, the men's vitamin A1 one a day. The gummies.
Yep. But only thing about regular vitamins, which I have noticed, when when you buy like the B12s, or you buy, vitamins over the counter, some of them vitamins doesn't actually have the product that you're looking for. They basically, instead of saying B12, instead of it saying it has B12 in it, which are vitamin C or vitamin B, it says ascorbic acid. Basically, it's something, genetic, and sometimes the vitamins don't really have it. So it's really good. Oregano oil, I actually have oregano pills that I take, but oregano oil is good for you too as well. But you taking your vitamins, keep it up, and then when you go to the grocery store, if you can get, maybe, a herb or fruit or something else just to help boost it, eat a whole avocado and blueberry is very good to mix together too as well. And even mango is very good too. And and passion fruit is good. There's some other things that's very good to help build your immune system, but you're going to have to clean and wash these fruits and vegetables that you buy, and lettuce, if they even have them at the store for you, to make sure you wash them, you clean them really good. And if you have time, you can buy, grade food acid, where it cleans off all the chemicals and pesticides that are on the fruits and stuff like that. But, if you can get some ginger, get a little bit of extra to go along with, your vitamin C. Because if you work in a hospital or you work around 6 people, you can be susceptible to things a lot more.
I drink carnation nutritional drinks too, instead of eating cereal, because I don't eat cereal or drink regular milk no more. But I like to, and then my grandmother, I get her Ensure and Boost and stuff.
Yeah. That's really good. And then, if you can get natural cranberry juice, the natural, lemonade, and tart cherry, blueberry, and you mix them all together, it's a nice good elixir that really fights off a whole lot of stuff. You mix them all together. You can do it naturally. You can either buy, all the different fruits and vegetables and use a machine, and it's almost like taking it's not almost like, but it's really close, to getting something into your veins, like a B12 shot. A lot of people are doing the B12 shots. Either they're doing the B12 shots themselves, the vitamin C shots themselves, or they are or they're going to their doctors. Oh, don't even start. I have allergies. I'm allergic to the lamps and the lights. You're wrong for that. But you know what? I remember, when I was going to the store for, a couple of people, one person had coughed and everybody just went like this. Ah! Like everybody was all scared. I was like, oh, No, I have allergies. My allergies are like at the roof. I done tried everything for my allergies. It's just that they told me I need to live in a bubble. You're wrong for that. She's gonna get you. I know.
Vitamins. Do vitamins help you at all?
No, not so far yet. I haven't. I'm gonna have to look up herbs to help me with this allergy, with the allergies I have now. I don't know if it's actually, the carpet or the paint, but it has kicked in a whole lot since I've been here.
Because I don't say, maybe nutritional drinks might help. Especially they got a nutritional drink for women called Boost for women. It's like good for thyroid, for bones, and heart. For the heart, it's good for a lot of stuff. Yes, and that's what I'm gonna buy my grandmother this week when I do my grocery shopping. Help her.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna check that out. I'm gonna see if I can find it tomorrow. I'm gonna see what's in the store. Lord have mercy. I'm gonna pull it all night and go to the store in the morning. If the place, because a lot of these places that are filled, I heard black seed oil helps with allergies. I haven't got a chance to get black seed oil, and I was gonna go to Whole Foods and get it, but I had so much going on. I never want to see my man in my clothes.
I bet you they got that oil. I bet you that ain't sold out. That's something I would try.
Yeah, black seed oil is really good too as well. And there's something else. I just can't think of the name of it. Dr. Sebi people, the people that work close to him, they was on a Breakfast Club. Sea moss. I think it's sea moss. Sea moss is really good. I ordered some sea moss. Sea moss is good for, for your immune system. Are you hypertension to smell? My sister, hypertension to fragrance and chemicals. Chemicals, yes. Perfumes, I'll choke a little bit, but I enjoy it. But chemicals, any type of chemicals and smells, it kind of like gets to me too as well. But not that much. But they ran like so many different allergy tests I had go on, and basically it was like you're allergic to everything.
Yeah, sure. I heard that Charlamagne, people was talking about he might leave the Breakfast Club and start out on his own.
Yeah, I've been saying that for like about 2 months, and then an interview that he did with Nene Leakes, he was talking about how he's not treated fair too as well. His contract is up in December 2020, and we know that his YouTube page has been booming. And Charlamagne also talked about him wanting to move on. He's been doing a Breakfast Club for almost 2 decades, and also Tyler Perry and a lot of people telling him you're getting a bag with 3 people and you're splitting the bag 3 ways when you can split the bag 1 way doing your own thing.
Yeah, that's what he needs to do. And them other 2, I feel like he carrying that.
Yes, I have one second. I have to the gluten is the thing. So I just try to been buying everything without gluten either. And dairy, I guess I use butter every now and then, but I don't, drink milk, and I don't use eggs. But if I'm going out to eat to a restaurant and they put eggs in it, they put eggs in it. You know what I mean? But that's something that I have to get off to. So you're actually right about that. I was just answering your question, A. So what do you think about the flip the switch challenge? Did you hear about that?
I heard a little bit about that. Like, what is that about? Again, I didn't really pay too much attention to it. Like, what is that like about? And I'll give you my opinion.
I guess you're supposed to dress like your partner would dress. That's what I'm getting from it. That's a waste of time. Well, basically, like you supposed to reverse roles. Like I guess you're supposed to dress like a female, and you're supposed to dress like a male. I mean, like I would dress like a male, and then my dude would dress like a female. And so, Waka Flocka is like, this flip the switch challenge making me realize a lot. Never will I act or dress like a female. Not for no promo, not for nothing. So I guess Waka Flocka, not for comedy, and damn sure not for a effing challenge where the be a real man challenge is being feminine, being feminine, a wave. Please take it away. So let me let you go and let me answer this next call. I appreciate you so much, Tony. Thank you for all your input. God bless.
Yes, you too. You have a good night and be safe.
You too as well when you hit up the market, because we're going to hit it up. Good night.
Good night.
Call from Tamata. To accept, press 1. Just goodbye. Your call.
Oh, my bad. I guess I hung up on the person. So basically, Waka Flocka is not here for the, flip the switch, what is it called? Flip the switch, I guess, challenge. Are you guys here for the flip the switch channel? When the couple switches clothes halfway doing their dance routine. That sounds like crazy. That sounds like, that's like, some real, like, you gotta have skills to do it. But I guess Waka Flock is basically saying that. Okay, here we go. Hi, where you calling from and your name, please?
Hey, this is Talata. I'm calling from New Orleans.
Hey, Tamata, how you doing? What's going on with you?
Not much.
I know. So what would you like to... Oh, I know. We are live, baby. We are live, and we're going to be alive forever and ever, at least 75 years.
And you're right. Say that again. Amen to that. Well, we can begin with the show. Where you wanna begin?
Okay, you want to start off with, what do you think about the situation between, Kenya and Cynthia Bailey? Was it shade or not?
Oh, that was definitely shade. I just feel like if that's your real friend, like, she really went in. It was funny, and then it started to just kind of be mean. You know what I'm saying? But I wish Cynthia would stand up for herself. She looked like a deer caught in headlights. Like, what do you say? Something. Say something. She just looked like she didn't want to say anything. I understand she's going through something, but you still a person, and that's what she always does. I feel like she always gets in these friendships, and the people just kind of, treat her bad. Because you remember Nene talked down to her, too, when she was her friend. She called her whole husband a bitch. So,
I remember that.
That's the role she played in her friendship. So until she stand up, they always gonna play with her like that. Cynthia's got to put a stop to that, because that was definitely shade.
And
she just kept going and going and going.
So do you think that because she kept going, it felt like more shade? Was she trying to teach Cynthia or embarrass Cynthia?
I think she was trying to do a little of both. Kenya's smart, and she likes to, play up things, and she know who she can play with. So I think that, when she just kept egging it on, that's when it kind of became condescending. Yeah, she was teaching something, but at the same time, who are you? I mean, I didn't know you had a degree in winology either. So, I mean, I don't understand where this coming from. We're not talking about perms and relaxers. We're talking about wine. So when did you even become a connoisseur?
But
that would be my question.
But that's when, not Kenya Moore, but Candy said to Kenya, where's your wine at? Like, where do you put yours at? And then Kenya Moore said, I don't know nothing about wine like that, but I know about Kenya Moore hair care, and I wouldn't get into a profession I know nothing about.
Right, and see right there,
that was the shade, right? That made it like she was coming for her.
Yeah, that's a shot right there. That's a low blow, and that's your friend. Okay, you didn't mean to hurt her. What kind of sly statement is that? You know what I'm saying? That ain't cool. That was unnecessary. That's what Kenya always does. She just push it just a little bit. Just unnecessary. But at the same time, I felt like Cynthia didn't really, she probably would have let it, because that's her nature, she would have let it slide. But once Tanya and Porsha came to her, and revved up her battery, revved her battery up, she realized that, yeah, she did have a problem. She just realized, I do, you're right. I got a problem. So before that, she didn't have a problem. Before she got that bracelet, she was cool. She got the bracelet and was like, "You right, I got a problem." Okay. I mean, you gotta stand up for yourself at some point. Otherwise, you just a product of your own creation. Like people only what they say. People only can do what you allow them to do, so much that you allow them to do, you know? So you kind of taking it. You got to pick a lane. But that's why I really applaud Porsha in this episode, because that is exactly what, like that conversation she had with Nene, that's the one that Cynthia needs to have. You need to establish yourself in your friendship and make it clear, you know? I think that she just kind of goes with the flow, and that's why all her friends mess over her.
Okay, Levon asks a question. Do you think this was payback for Cynthia downloading Tanya on the Cookie Lady T behind Kenya Moore's back in Toronto? Of course it was, you know. She felt a certain type of way because she was ambushed. If she would have known that Cynthia would have told, you know, Tanya in Toronto, she would have never told Tanya that she can go get her wig. She would have got somebody else, or she would have had them FedEx it to her.
Right.
You know, so she feels a certain type of way. And then on top of that, the Cookie Lady's been chilling with, you know, with Cynthia over there at Cynthia's engagement party or whatever. The Cookie Lady's been around. Kenya just picked her up and brought her into the situation because Cynthia kept her on ice in the back pocket just in case she needed her.
Didn't Kenya threw Cynthia under the bus too, didn't she?
Yeah, she said don't try to act like I brung this lady around. You brung the lady around first because you brought her to your event.
Yep. So this is their relationship. So you see what I'm saying? Kenya always is throwing low blows and hitting her. It's nothing new. What happened tonight was nothing new. This is their relationship. Kenya always is doing that. It's the same type of thing with Nene. That whole apology. She had to run outside and hug her. Like, what are we doing?
I know, she chased her down. I was like, come on, Cynthia. Yeah. So what do you think about... Oh, yeah. I don't know. Like, she has a good friendship with Eva. But Cynthia says, you know, we all say that Cynthia needs a backbone. Like, she needs to stand up more, blase in the third. But Cynthia said that she let Kenya get away with it because she knows what Kenya's going through. Because she's privy to, you know, her situation. So she's been letting her get away. But she said she's not going to let her disrespect her.
Yeah, you're right. Okay. Kenya been throwing low blows this whole time. So, okay, you like it. Yeah. So whatever wine goes with that delusion, get that. And then you want to buy me a bottle of wine? Like, what is that? No, I don't want that. I'm good. Like, I'm buying a bottle for my friend. What was that? I don't need your pity wine. What are you doing?
She said,
like, I felt like that she knew that she had kind of crossed the line. So she's like, let me I want to buy a bottle for my friend too. What? And Cynthia was like, who's your friend? You're my friend. Oh, okay. What? You just came to me, but okay, I guess.
She was like, do you know how many different wet wines there is? Does this go with that? What's gonna go with these tenderloins? You know, what wine? Cynthia was like, oh, this wine is so expensive. Kenya was like, I don't really think so. It's a twist off.
I don't know. It ain't got no cork. I don't know. It ain't got no cork. What?
It's like, okay. Whoa. And everybody, and then when Marlo was like, yo, listen, did you forget how to read, Cynthia?
Yeah, they were all like waiting for her because it was so blatant, and we're just waiting. Everyone's like, oh, nothing? Like, I'm just waiting for you to say something. She looked like a deer caught in the headlights. She was just sitting there like, say something. You don't have to put her down, but you can stand up for yourself. You can say something to shut her down. I mean, come on, say something. If it wasn't for Candy, who knows how long this would have went on? Who knows?
Okay, J Mac says, okay. J Mac says Cynthia and Kenya know their boundaries with each other, so I don't think it was shade. Oh, Cynthia didn't think it was shade until it was brought up to her. But Cynthia looked like it was shade in her facial reactions responding to the questions. But we know how editing is, so.
Yeah, I think she was going to. Oh, yeah, with that whole thing, that whole little kumbaya, that was all editing. Like,
right?
It's ridiculous. I'm so tired of them trying to push these two women to talk. Like, just stop trying to do that. Stop. Just stop. Because every time y'all do, it just blows up. The more y'all do it, it just blows up. And right now, what are we even fighting about? We're fighting about a fight. What are we fighting about? I called you a buffalo, and you. What are we fighting about? Like, what is the core thing that we're still so pissed off about?
Well, what that is, Nene is saying that Kenya Moore is basically making up the situation to get back on the show, or she wanted to come for her because Nene is at the top, and basically to get her coins and get things like she wanted. She's not going to get, people are not going to really care if Kenya Moore comes after anybody else. They're going to care if she comes after Nene. Nene says she reached out and tried to contact her so many times, and then she didn't respond, and she's throwing shade too as well. Kenya Moore said that Nene Leakes tried to get her fired once upon a time too as well. So she said she tried to get her fired, and Nene done some shady stuff to her. It's just like, it's. But after tonight, I don't see them ever getting to, like, at last episode, they was almost close to, like, it was a minute here or there, but not this one.
I see you. We see each other.
Other. That's what it is now.
Yeah, we see each other. And then you're going to try to spit on me? And yes, I saw that. I saw spit. Like, let's not play dumb. You did attempt to spit on this girl. You did.
And then she was throwing peanuts at her and shit. I was like, if that ain't bullying, but, and then Nene on her YouTube channel saying that she don't drink or blah, she tried not to drink around these girls. I don't know what happened tonight, baby. Tonight was off the chain.
I feel like she was drunk. I know she was drinking when they were in the middle of the lunch because they were in the air. Was she, like, still, did she continue to drink? Like, I don't know. She just went, like, to me, 0 to 100. Like, I don't even know where all of that came from. What, fight you? What are you talking about? Of course we're not about to fight. What are you doing? No, I'm not about to get up. Why are we even, what are you doing? And then my husband, we're going to talk about, okay, see, this is what are we doing? And I'm surprised that Kenya just let her keep on. Kenya was just, I was really shocked. Because Kenya can go toe for toe. So I guess Kenya is just playing it cool at the moment. She doesn't need any help. I think that's the other thing. These two women are so, like, strong in their own identities. Like, the others really can't. Once the two of them start going at it, the others can't break that up. It's going to happen. Nene and Kenya are going to have that conversation, and nobody is going to be able to stop that conversation at all. Unless it gets physical or something like that. But words back and forth, everybody is going to sit there just like they did tonight and kiki and laugh. And
Porsha and Tanya was laughing their ass off.
Oh, yeah. They had popcorn. They had some Slurpees. Yeah, they were ready.
I felt like production told Porsha to do this little event to get the shit popping because it didn't get popping last week. Because it was Cynthia was like, oh, let's fellowship Nene and Kenya Moore fellowship with Nene. That didn't happen.
That's what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Stop trying to push these two women to have a conversation. Stop. Y'all keep doing it, and it's getting annoying. That, to me, I feel like that's definitely production. Because you guys just keep pushing it. I think they need the fellowship. Let's have a kumbaya. Why don't you sit and talk? Just bring us some cake. Bob, okay. See, we're doing too much. And it's not going to get resolved like that. But after tonight, and then some next time when she spits on her, yeah, we good. We're done. There's nothing else to talk about.
Yeah, Nene was like, she ain't gonna run up. All she do is talk junk. She was like, all she does is run her mouth. She ain't gonna get up. And she was calling her to be. I mean, Nene just let the bitch go. Kenya Moore was like, what did you just call me? Like, that even mattered. And then Nene just, Kenya Moore threw a little bit of digs in there. And then Nene just came and was like, you ain't gonna bully me. We ain't tiptoeing around you. Not tonight. And then, Kenya Moore said, you're dry or something like that. You tired and dry.
Wait, what? Your eyelids?
Your eyelids, you can't blink your eyelids. And Nene's talk about your contacts, your wig, and your blow up butt.
I'm like,
she was doing too much. Like,
did we miss something? I feel like
it just went ham.
it just went 0 to 100. Like, either she was drinking or we mixed something. I mean, that was just too much. It was too chopped up. Like, I don't understand how we got here.
It was real chopped up. I know Kenya Moore said, Nene, you're nasty inside and out, or you're ugly on the inside and out. But whatever Kenya Moore responded back, Nene just basically, you know, like we said, when it comes to Cynthia and Nene, when they was doing their interviews, you know who worked hit harder. Nene works hit harder, but Nene went below the belt with this situation. I guess she was just like, you know what? It ain't gonna never work. And she just realized and just came out and started talking about your husband don't want you. That's why he left you. Kenya Moore said that she was bipolar. She has bipolar. And then Nene responds like, that's why Mark left you, because you have bipolar. I was like, what? That edited, like, it just kept going crazy. And then when they gonna throw in the spit.
Exactly. And see, so to me that means also, like, if you're gonna do all of that, then you're at a whole nother level. If we've gotten to that point, if we talking about like, what? Okay, I don't even know. And then if I'd have gotten up and hit you, that'd have been a lawsuit. Like, this is you. Are you just doing this to make up for the first 3 episodes that you weren't on? Like, what are we doing? We doing a lot. And I like how you made up with the other girls. That's great. But you and Kenya need to let that simmer down. It's not gonna get healed right now. It's not at all. Not at all. And they keep pushing it, and it's annoying. It's annoying. But Kenya's so she's got too much going on right now. I feel like she's kind of in her own self-absorbed bubble. She always is. They kind of both are actually very similar, Kenya and Nene. They're very, it's all about them. They're very self-absorbed, the two of them. And they kind of like, they mirror each other. You know, like at the dinner, what did they do? They both wore solid colors and had the little leopard purse or whatever. Like, they're very similar in the way that they behave and how they treat people around them. And it's funny, because the things that they say to each other in the way, they're like, well, I would never do that. Yes, you would. You've done it. The things that they go back and forth about, they're like, you've both done the same exact thing. The same exact thing. But Cynthia like it, I love it. Cynthia like it, I love it.
Cynthia.
And the rest of them, they can't do nothing about it. So they just have to sit there and take it. But Candy, I wish Candy would have more of a backbone. I'm tired of hearing about your true feelings in these confessionals. If you really, truly feel some of these things, I wish you would say them in the moment. I feel like she's kind of just taking the passenger side. Like, she's just kind of watching the show. But she's got an opinion, but she won't say that to them. She'll say it to us. Okay. So I don't really know why she don't ever speak up a little bit more. Because she's got an opinion. She's got a whole bunch to say.
She does. She does. I think she's still, but we know that she's rocking with Kenya Moore. But I think she's not trying to, like, put everybody else out either, too, as well. Same type of situation she was trying to tell Marlo, that just don't be caught up with Nene Leakes. Make friends, you know, spread your wings.
Right.
So now,
I think Marlo has definitely done that. Mm-hmm.
So do you think Nene Leakes' behavior was inappropriate, and do you disagree with the way that she talked to Kenya Moore tonight?
Oh, completely. So this is the thing. If she really did have a point or her message, it has been lost in your delivery. So from this point on, your character, you've actually proven her point. You've proven her point. You just went ape shit for no reason. Like, you've literally proved her point. So if you really had a message, you really had some grounds, it's all been blown out of the water because of your delivery. Absolutely. You're a grown woman. What, you a grandma? You're too old to be fighting and having this kind of confrontation, not being able to have a real conversation with somebody. Like, this is stupid. You throwing things like we in junior high. You too old for this. So you clearly don't know how to have good communication. Clearly. That's why your husband and you are doing what y'all doing. You know, all your stuff. I don't think you have good communication with a lot of people. It's not just, this is the way you communicate. And I think that you talk down, Nene gets away with talking crazy to a lot of people, I think. I really do. I think she gets away with this is her true her, and that's how she really feels. And same with Kenya. That's why I say I feel like they're both kind of really self-absorbed. I'm glad that Kenya didn't go below the belt like Nene has, though, because Nene is absolutely, yeah. Again, if you had a message, it's been lost, because you can talk better than that. You can control yourself. You don't have to throw things. You're a grown-ass woman. Have a conversation with another woman and figure it out or not. Agree to disagree or not. One or the other. This is my thing. If I was on this show, like, we're not going to keep going back and forth. We're either going to figure it out or we're going to figure out that we can't figure it out. One of the two. That's one of the two. And we can keep filming, but we're not going to keep trying. Because this is stupid. And it's starting to feel like they just pushing it on, you know?
And what do you think about Nene Leakes and Porsha makeup?
I think that was good. I think that was, I really felt like that situation was really genuine. I felt that it showed that Porsha has come a long way on this show. Bless her heart. She's come a long way. And it was good to see her actually say, like a grown woman, I want to forgive you, but you need to know why I'm upset. You need to hear exactly what hurt me and why. And that's absolutely what all of them need. If all of them could sit down and really do this, we could get over some things, or we could figure out that we can't. But I think that was absolutely genuine. I think Porsha went about it the right way because she told her story, and that kind of let Nene in, and then Nene kind of realized in that moment, okay, and started telling hers. And I do believe that they had a genuine sister, little big sister, little sister. I definitely believe they had that, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So I was glad to see that Porsha was able to state her case and be heard. I think that's the first time I've really seen Nene hear somebody like all season. Honestly.
Yeah, she heard Porsha.
Really
Porsha said, I wasn't going to forgive you until I actually could be heard out. So you can understand where I'm coming from. You ain't going to play no trickery with me.
Right. You're going to know exactly why I was upset. You're going to hear me. And I really think that that's the only person that Nene has heard. That is the conversation that her and Cynthia needed to have at the wine cellar. That is the conversation that she needs to have sometime with Kenya. Like, that's the conversation. This is what you did. This is how I feel. And this is what we can do moving forward. And lay it on the table. If they would just do that and stop, like, over-talking each other, things could really get resolved. But at the same time, I do think it is kind of selfish for them to have their little moment. Like Candy said, y'all two had your moment together, and now you want us all to have our moment out in the open. So that was kind of unfair. I didn't really like how they did that. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I think that part was kind of, again, it's like that whole alliance thing. Why are we, like, it's clicked up. It's like a click. Like, who's your crew? And, oh, you switched sides, and okay. You drinking the Kool-Aid again, I see you. Like, why can't you just be neutral? Why can't we just be cool? Why does it have to be this, I'm with her and I'm with nobody? Because clearly everybody at the end of the day is for themselves. When they come down to it, they always turn on each other. Yeah.
That's what Nene says over and over, that these girls are not really friends. Mm-hmm. So we're going to.
I don't think that they.
What did you think about Cynthia? What'd you say? I didn't hear you because the phone broke up.
I didn't hear you. What I think about Cynthia and who?
What do you think about Cynthia thinking that she might be, as a possibility that she might be pregnant and Mike Hill wants a baby?
Girl, bye.
I knew you was going to say that. That's the same thing Nene said.
I'm going to go get you a baby alive. Girl, sit down. Go sit down. You wouldn't know what to do if you, girl, a diaper, what? The two of you are not even, Go sit down. That's funny. I think you would probably cry. I'm shocked that Candy's really doing it again. I'm just like, ooh, girl.
And what about her staying in contact with her surrogate?
I think that if it's genuine, and it's a genuine connection and it feels natural, then that's fine. I wouldn't push anything. I don't know about hiring her. Calm down. But I definitely would still, if she was cool, I wouldn't have a problem with her keeping in contact. I mean, I don't really understand. There's nothing else that she would be but just like a family friend, I mean, that's about all she would be. You're not really going to get a title or all of that. I mean, when the time comes, we can explain it to the child. But until that, you're just a family friend, which is fine. Again, I don't know about hiring you, but I guess, I don't know about that. I'm not. I think I already paid you, so I don't know about that. But I definitely think it's nice you're a human being. I'm not just acting like you don't exist. You really did just help me do something, so I'm not. I think that's nice if it's genuine. And that lady seemed really sweet. I really say that I think that Jackie found them the right person. She
sure did.
Really genuinely. Mm-hmm.
Compared to K. Michelle situation.
Oh, that was a hot mess.
I know.
I didn't really believe that was real. At one point, I was like, really?
I know.
I mean, I'm not one to judge, but she doesn't look like she's ready to carry a baby. Like, I don't know if her diet is what we need to be fostering life. Like, I don't know if she's ready. Aren't there some tests we need to... Like, I don't know if her vitamins are up. Like, I don't think she's ready. I think we need to take a moment, take a breath. Like, where did we get her? At some point in that, I was like, I don't even think that this is real. Like, this can't be real. This can't be real. This cannot be the one.
I know.
Like, this cannot be. Like, for real. For real. And then her boyfriend, with that little bummy ass, who is he? Like, okay, really? And no, he can't. Y'all are on what, Instagram or Facebook, Snapchat or something?
I know. And she was on YouTube too. She was on YouTube doing videos about Candy.
I'm about to have a baby.
Yep.
He's like, we about to have twins for K. Michelle. They doing dances and stuff. Like, what are we doing? I was like, this is Mona Scott. This is not real. This is not real. Off topic, but what did you think about that the fight between Peter Gunn and Cisco?
Oh man, well, Amina came out. Let me just say this: I have been so busy running around, helping out. Amina said that it's not true, that she did not sleep with, Cisco. But why couldn't Cisco let, him know? And then Rich Dollar was being shady, bringing that up because he felt like, Cisco.
Oh, yeah, he did that. Oh, yeah, he did that. He did. He threw that curveball.
Yes,
yeah,
he did.
Sure did.
But
he was like, we doing me? Oh, you want to play with me? Oh, okay. Well, what about this? But I don't even understand. So she did spend the night.
She was intoxicated, but she wasn't that intoxicated. But she couldn't find her friend, and then on top of that, her cell phone died, and so she was basically kind of like what he was saying, destitute and stranded. So therefore, she slept at Cisco house, but Cisco never brought it up, and Cisco never said anything, to Peter Gunn about it.
Oh yeah, when we leaving this club, see, because what you're not gonna do, you cool, but what you're not gonna do is sleep at my house. So I'm about to call your ex-husband, boyfriend, baby daddy, whatever. I'm about to call him, and you and your intoxicated self are gonna roll with him. Like, we're not even coming to my house, or he's gonna come get you from my house. Something. Oh, he would have definitely been called, because this drunk situation is not my issue. Not my issue. So I'm a definitely call, because I don't want no parts of this. I sure would have called him. That's where he went wrong. You should have called him and let him know.
Yep.
Something. Let somebody know, because again, this isn't my issue. So somebody needs to come get her, or she needs to get her. I don't know. Something needs to happen.
Levon says Amina's lying. They selling chargers at the gas station. I don't know if they selling Apple phone chargers. I don't know. I know there had to be a 24-hour 7-Eleven with a charger in there. So, but
You ain't lying. Car charger, y'all ain't got nothing. A car charger, really?
Well, her friend, she was out of town in Atlanta. She was in Atlanta. Her friend disappeared, and then on top of that situation, she saw, Cisco. Cisco is a creep. You know what I mean? He's easy to smooth up on. That's what they do. They get up on other people's women. But he was supposed to have a little bit more respect for Peter and let him know, even if they're separated, they're not together. But you give him the heads up, because that's why Peter was like, what if I did that to your baby mother? What about if I invite her over, or I call your baby mother, and then, Cisco got really upset. He charged that Peter. Yes.
What? He did a Nene. He went 0 to 100.
He went. Yes, he did. Off of that, he was like, he was ready to go.
Like, over a question. You had a real situation. I just asked you a hypothetical, and you about to whoop my ass over a hypothetical? What? Are we in the twilight? Like, I don't understand. What are we doing? He just went 0 to 100. Like, that was messed up.
Thank you, Levon.
I believe that you told Olivia. I believe you told Olivia. I do. I believe you told her.
Oh, he told her. He remembered that he told her, but he's trying to say he don't remember it. Like, he didn't know, that it was for Rich. You know what I mean? So he's full of it. He's been full of it. He's just doing what he got to do. They're all doing what they got to do to get back on TV. The way that New York, Love and Hip Hop New York is going, bring Peter Gunz, Amina, and all of them back or something, because it is trash.
Yeah. And I feel like Safari and Erica are going to end up on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, because they keep talking about they about to move. She's like, I'm about to have this baby in Atlanta, woo, woo, woo. And Atlanta's about to start back up.
Yeah, it's going to start up Monday, and of course they're going to be on there. They both are going to be on there.
Yeah.
They are.
Yeah. And it looks like Carly Red is doing the most already. Mm-hmm.
Well, she knows how. She's been on since the beginning, so she knows what to do, baby. Carly Red stays with the storyline. At least she comes with something. We got other people just sitting around waiting for something else to pop off in somebody else's business.
Oh, what you think about Amina and what's his name? MJ.
Oh, with that situation, she dropped him. She dropped him
MJ.
She dropped MJ like a bad habit. She was like, you ain't gonna take no more money from me. And basically, she listened to what homegirl said to her. Usually, you don't take what the next woman say that used to be with your man, and you with him now, and she's saying this and that. You hear what she has to say, and you see if it if it adds up to you, or if this person is that person or whatever. But Amina was like, Amada was like, yo, she heard that woman's voice and heard what the woman said. He ain't got no job. He ain't gonna help you. When times get hard, he ain't gonna go out there to work. Who's paying for this? Who's paying for that? She get home and she said, you got to go.
You got to go. She was talking about her. She listened to her whole life flash before
her eyes.
She just watched her whole life play out. Was like, oh, you got to go. You got to go.
She was like, he's so gentleman-like. He's so gentleman-like. He does this. He's so proper. He'll take out the trash. The first episode of Love and Hip Hop Miami, he was taking out the trash.
Yeah, we had to tell you to take out the trash in the first episode. You slacking on your duties, dude. Yeah, one little suitcase. He packed up his one little suitcase, child. Going on out, looking all sad. Yeah, you right. Just go ahead. That was ridiculous. Now I got this dog. No, you take this dog with you, because I didn't want the dog in the first place.
I know.
Take this dog, all of that. Yeah, he's shady. He's shady as all outdoors. She better be careful. She better be real careful. But I think she's gonna cave. I feel like she's about to cave and entertain him a little bit for some drama at least.
Mm-hmm. So, anything you want to say about the coronavirus before we end it?
I just think everybody needs to just don't panic.
Mm-hmm.
My dad works in the hospital system, and, you know, everything, as long as you are still healthy and you're doing what you need to do, wash your hands, you know, don't touch a whole bunch of stuff, make sure you're cleaning stuff, don't do the things, clean your phone, don't do the little things. I think that you'll be okay. We are, you know, it's not gonna kill you. Some people have gotten it and they've gotten over it and been just fine. Now, of course, there are those people that need to definitely prepare. And it touches my heart to hear that you, you know, what you did for those people in your community. That's beautiful, because that's the people that really need it. So I applaud you for that. That's amazing.
Oh, thank you so much.
Yeah, that's amazing. So I think, like I heard on some talk show that they were saying, you know, you're just as healthy as your neighbor. So if you run out and get all the toilet paper and all the tissue and all the Lysol, and you leave none for your neighbor and they get sick, then we all get sick. So I think we need to remember that we're in this together and we all need to ration and get what we need to get. And don't get mass hysteria. I don't even know why. I saw a video, they were fighting, baby. They was fighting over them paper towels. Like, they were going to blows.
I know. When they can use a rag cloth, yeah. It's just like way too much. I mean, like, when I went into the store for the people that I was shopping for, seeing people with like 24 rolls of toilet paper, all the lights. So I'm like, damn, you know damn well they ain't gonna be cleaning like that. I believe half of the people that got half of the shit is on eBay and on Amazon selling it right now.
Yep, because that stuff is ridiculously high. Like, it is ridiculous. And I think, and of course, everybody's always going to take advantage. That's why I think people just need to stay alert and do the things that you're hearing from the CDC, do the things that your political people are telling you in your city. You know, follow what's being told to you so that we can all stay safe. It's unfortunate that our president is who he is, and, you know, he did not take the right steps in the beginning and put us all at jeopardy, and that's unfortunate. So now we need to just figure it out, you know, and I think that whatever we need to do, it's amazing. I never even thought that, like, anything like this would ever happen. Like, you know, like the whole country is, like, really shutting down.
Yes, it is shutting down.
You know, it's insane. I lived through Katrina, and I thought that was insane. So this is a close number 2 right here. So, you know, I think we're gonna be okay. We just need to stay clean, stay aware, and stay prayed up. That's all.
Amen. And you survived Katrina, baby. You can survive anything, because the government didn't give a shit about Louisiana doing Katrina. You know. When it first went down,
like
and
black people down.
Yep.
Yeah, that's when we had real Kanye.
Yeah, yep, and real Kanye. Yep, Bush hate black people. He was up there before they pumped him up with that medication.
Yeah,
Facts.
They went to black. Right after that, yep, he got some medication right after that. That's right there. Yeah, he ain't been right since his mama died.
Yeah, that's true.
Right. It's unfortunate, but yeah, just everybody just stay safe and stay aware, and I think we'll be okay.
We ain't got no other choice. Regardless, if anything happens, we ain't got no other choice. We know the government ain't coming to rescue us. We done already seen it. And when Katrina happened, we already know. So therefore, we gotta take care of ourselves. We know we gotta survive. We know we gotta have the power. We know we gotta do what we gotta do, because they ain't looking for us. Ain't no helicopters gonna be for us, or they ain't coming with cleaning supplies and food to us. And if they do, it's gonna be a small few, but majority of us is gonna have to fight. We're gonna have to do what we gotta do to make sure we're protected, to make sure that we are healthy and do what we need to do and follow the procedures and protocol that our natural instinct tell us to do.
And look into your resources, because I heard that some places are doing some emergency unemployment situations, and they've also gotten, since all those funds have been released, they're doing some emergency food stamp things as well. So definitely look into some of those things to see if you apply and they can help. and any little bit helps.
Yeah,
so definitely check and see
Yep.
if you can get emergency unemployment or emergency food stamps.
Hopefully, most likely they have that when it comes to like, because a lot of business, they're already talking about closing down businesses for 30 days. The CDC closing them down for a couple of weeks, bars and restaurants, so people that make their money that way. Some people are saying that they're going to get paid, but is everybody going to get paid, that works these jobs? And if you work under the table, hopefully some way, somehow you get some money too as well, because they did get $50 billion, and hopefully that money doesn't go into all the corporate pockets and all of people that are close to this, situation, giving out information. I got businesses that has, stock that it doesn't go to there, but it actually reaches the people and we actually see it, especially people that do need the funds, just like you said, with the unemployment and, government assistance when it comes to giving out extra food stamps, and pray for the kids, that need them school lunches that won't be there,
Right. Because I'm actually an esthetician, so what I do is give people massages and facials and chemical peels, and I work at Massage Envy, and today we were still working, but it's definitely one of those things. We're in the massage and facial business. Our business is to touch people, so we're definitely about to be affected. And the children here are out for 30 days.
Yep.
So happy day for that, but and they're not even going to be probably able to do some online because, like you said, unfortunately not everybody has access to a computer. So I don't even think my daughter is going to be able to keep up with any assignments or anything. So the kids are probably not going to get out of school till June, maybe July.
Yeah. As long as they still live in, I know some areas, the school system got some type of funding, or I don't know how these immaculate books, these computer books appeared, iBook or whatever book appeared. Now all the kids got these books now, but before they was just carrying regular paperback books. Now all of a sudden this happened. They said that every kid got access to not the ebook, but the MacBook or whatever book, to help them do their their study. But they said it's here where I'm from, but I don't know where they do that at. I was like, they giving out this information, they must be talking about and the elite area where the 1% live.
Because that must be somewhere where I'm not. They must be in the Hamptons or somewhere. I don't know
somewhere that I'm not, that my kids are not susceptible to.
Right. That's Beverly Hills or something. I don't know. That sounds like an Orange County situation. I don't know. But it's not over here. It's definitely not. Over here, we're just going to try to hold on and try to remember what we did last week. Maybe crack a book that we got in our book bag. That's what we got.
Exactly.
We don't have I don't know what you're talking about. I wish. Even if they were able to do something on the computer, but like I said, since it's not everybody has access, I don't even know if they're going to take that route. And if they do, that would be a blessing. But they're still going to have to make up. We just had Mardi Gras, so who knows? Thank goodness this happened right. This just not in the nick of time, but timing is everything. If this had happened like 2 weeks ago, it would have been chaos because we were in the middle of having Mardi Gras. So thank goodness that this did not happen then. I think it might have been a real catastrophe at that point down here. So everybody needs to just be safe and aware, and we're gonna be all right.
Yep, we got no other choice. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. God bless you and your family. Nice to talk to you.
Too, my love. You too.
Thank you, love. Thank you for calling, and I appreciate it.
All right, we'll talk again.
Okay, peace. One love.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you, A. Thank you, Tony, for calling in. I really do appreciate it too as well. And it also says in a massive emergency action move on Sunday to help the economic withstand the fallout of the coronavirus, the Federal Reserve slashed its interest rate at almost zero. So it's also said it would buy $700 billion in treasury and mortgage bonds. So the mortgage company is going to be doing good. Hopefully this money, sprinkles down to, people that are getting, SSDI, people that are getting food stamps, people that are waitressing, working part-time and not being able to make that money that they depend on, that they actually get these funds in time enough when, they expect to get their paycheck, because that's just really going to create pandem, and it's going to really create people to freak out if they can't go make money to take care what they've been taking care of, and if they're waiting for the government to bring them, the funds, or to release the funds to whatever business or organization that they work at, that they actually get them on time, because that is going to be a problem too as well. I'm just like, this is just, one of these situations where, this is 2020. This is our first disaster of 2020 that is going on. And we all will be watching and basically seeing what's happening, because, in one way or another, someone's going to be affected by the situation, whether things are closed down, whether someone that you love get infected with the coronavirus, whether you have family that's trapped in other countries and trying to get here, whether your family's trapped at the airport. But basically, if you wear gloves, you wear masks, and you cough into your arm, and if you don't have a mask, tie a shirt around your face, disinfect, just tie something around your mouth, tie something around your face, and wash your hands and put on gloves, and make sure you put gloves on the kids too as well. And you just make sure that, everybody ain't touching your kid, number one. Then number two, your kids are not running around touching things, in a public place where they can actually, catch something, because, they're saying it is airborne. And they really do expect more people to get infected too as well. I think the biggest issue is just the supply and demand, where people want supplies too as well. And then people are worrying about, going to work, number one. But if your job is closed down, how are you going to pay your bills? And if your job is open, and the schools are closed down, and, you're trying to get your kids in daycare, and right now people ain't taking applications for daycare, how do you manage the two? Is there somebody that can help you? So a lot of people are facing a lot of different things other than the coronavirus. They're facing other, things that are being closed down that are affecting them directly, where there's some people that's not catastrophically worried about the coronavirus. They're worrying about, okay, am I going to get my paycheck? Where am I going to put my kids? Where my kids going to go? And, am I going to be able to collect money? Or when I do leave, I don't want to be, quarantined in the area, because this certain area is, a lot of, maybe somebody in that area tested positive for the coronavirus while you're at work. So I think that's why they want to shut down a lot of different businesses, so it can protect the public and to protect the staff too as well. Because, if you don't have to work, you don't want to work in this, with this going on. But there are some people that, that volunteer and put themselves out here when we have when we have disasters like this right here with the coronavirus. You got people coming in from the airport, like that little small area. There should have been, something better from them people, like at least when they got off the plane, gave them masks and gloves, because a lot of the people were naked and didn't have masks and gloves, and they probably wasn't able to get masks and gloves where they was, and it was in a closed environment. They're talking about being at restaurants and bars and stuff like that will easily transfer, the coronavirus. But why did you have everybody in the airport you didn't bring anything for when they got off the plane to have masks there, to have some gloves there, so you can contain things more and talk to the people, because a lot of people were, open. And then on top of that, a lot of people was at ease on like Thursday or Wednesday this week, because Donald Trump said the borders are going to be closed. And then Friday, then we find out none of, some, flights are not closed. Like, there's still open flights. There's still direct flights from, overseas coming to the United States. Because people from the United States are overseas and they got to get back. So, because shit is going on over there. So, and other people, so the airport hasn't been protected as it should be. And there are some reports that some of the airports are just saying to people, do you have any signs? Do you have any symptoms? If you do, or you feel some type of way later on, just put yourself on the 14-day quarantine and things like that. So some people was at peace with knowing that the borders were closed. There was no direct flights. But then you also got some people that are worried about their family that went overseas, if they're going to come back. And plus, to get them back to safety to his home, so You don't want to be sick overseas, especially if you're not a millionaire or you don't have the right connects or your insurance don't work over there. You know what I'm saying? So, and then all the people going out buying just tons of shit. Tons and tons of stuff. So, but we shall see what happens, you know. A lot of people say there's propaganda and things like that. The government they just got their bailout money and things like that. But I'm hoping that it doesn't get any worse than what it is and it doesn't spread anymore. And, you know, everyone is basically safe and protected and they have what they need to nourish their body and their minds and their souls. So if anybody else want to call in, you guys let me know. And then we can talk about something else. If you want to talk about Real Housewives of Atlanta, if you want to talk about another story, you know, I'm just up because I gotta go do some running around. So, yep, that is the situation. So, don't panic. Don't be scared. If you think that you're in a worse situation, there's somebody else in a worse situation. And if you don't have the money to go out and buy this stuff, hopefully there's some funds out there. There's like food pantries. There's food banks. I don't know if they're available. I don't know if they have food in them because people has been shopping. A couple of places I have been to has been empty, but there was always produce there. But other than that, everything has been empty. So, you know, and you know, when you're rushing out shopping and trying to get everything while everybody's there, like, you're also putting yourself at risk too as well. So it's like a catch-22. And like everyone is saying, if you have a strong immune system and your immune system has not been compromised, you should be able to just move right along too as well. But if you are strong and you do have a strong immune system, and if you felt like you came in contact with, you know, the coronavirus, or, you know, you put yourself on quarantine, just think about, just because you have a strong immune system and hasn't been compromised, the person next to you might not have it. So do your due diligence, cough in your hand, wash your hands. You know, if you got to create your own sanitizer, put an alcohol in a bottle with some water or whatever to create something that, you know, basically you can keep the contagion, keep the spread into a low, keep it to the low. So if there's anything else, let me know, my peeps, my people. If not, I'm about to sign off. I'm going to go downstairs and Lysol my doors. Lord, I'm going to Lysol my doors. And then I'm going to rush to the grocery store and just got to get a couple of items and then just keep it moving. And the thing about when you go to work too as well, like, you have to, and a lot of people are not going to work because their kids ain't going to school, but we do have spring break. And a lot of the colleges has closed down too as well. A lot of the university has closed down too. And also the foreign exchange students and students that can't get back home. So that's another thing. They can't live on dorm. They can't be at their dorm because the college is shut down. So what are they supposed to do? They can't fly back overseas. You know what I'm saying? So, like, some of the kids are stuck. And then on top of that, if these kids are stuck, maybe they have jobs at the school. Maybe they're doing, you know, a work study program in their college or their university because, you know, they don't come from a wealthy background. They're stuck out here too as well. So it's a whole lot going on. And I think the most thing, people are being affected by things that are closing down and shutting things down, other than like getting affected with the coronavirus. I think it's it has changed everything, the way people look at it, because, you know, there is some fear with the situation, with the spread. And when they say how easy it is to spread, especially among people, coughing and sneezing and touching certain things, that's why they don't want you to touch your face or touch your eyes. That's why when you have on gloves, most likely you'll remember when you see the gloves on, not to touch your mouth, not to touch your nose and things like that. And if you have to, you know, wash the gloves off, go into wherever building you're in, wash the gloves off and keep it moving and keep going. And if you don't have gloves, get kitchen gloves, get garden gloves, get something, and, you know, tie a t-shirt, tie a bandana, something around your mouth. But be careful, because if you are black with a bandana and a shirt around your mouth, they might think that you are there to rob. So be careful. You know, they shoot first and ask questions later. So be careful. And we're going to see what's going to happen. Is this situation actually going to be taken care of, where the stores are stopped, and how are they going to contain the spread, and when is there going to be more solid information about the signs. They say a little bit of coughing, a high fever, a runny nose, and being weak and being short of breath is signs, but it's also signs of asthma and a common cold. And we also got the flu around. They're saying the flu killed more people than the coronavirus, but we don't want it to spread, and that's the thing that it is. We don't want it to spread, but if you have that strong will and constitution, you're going to survive regardless. And you just got to take it easy, and, you know, we'll see what happens out here online. We'll see what's going on and see if people actually get paid, because if people are not getting paid and they're shutting down the business, you know, they still got to pay their rent. You know, they still got to pay their light, their gas. They're also saying that they're going to be funding, you know, I don't know how they're going to pay people's light bills and gas bills. I think they're not going to cut off their light and their gas if it is due. That's allegedly. I'm not too sure about that, because National Grid, from where I'm from, did not release any statements, and I was looking for it. So I'm hoping that, or I'm wondering if the $50 billion or $70 billion that they're asking for are going to pay, you know, people utility bills and things like that that are not being able to work, because you might get your paycheck, but is it going to be a full paycheck? If you usually work overtime, maybe you work, you know, 10 hours, you know, a day, maybe work 10 hours a week. Maybe you work, you know, 20 hours a week. Maybe you work 30 hours a week, or maybe you work, you know, 20 hours a week, and then you put on another extra, you know, 15 hours. Maybe you make your money in overtime. Maybe overtime pays everything. So, you know, so you have to think about that, and then, you know, going out to spend so much money on stuff if you have a budget, and if you don't have that safety net, because a lot of people don't have a safety net. That's how society is created. You got the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. But thank you guys so much for coming through. I really do appreciate it. Please hit that like button. It would be greatly appreciated from the bottom of my heart, my peeps, my peoples. Peep Squad is in the building, baby. We're going to the top, to the top, to the top, baby. We're going to bring others with us. So please become a part of Notification Squad. Peep Squad, hit that notification bell, baby. Know each and every time I drop a video and tell me what's on your mind. So we're going to stay up. We're going to stay woke. We're going to stay positive. And we're going to stay healing ourselves. And we ain't going to let no weapon formed against us shall prosper. Our family, our friends, Peep Squad, we're going to stay strong. We're going to stay healthy. We're going to be immune to the bullshit, and we're going to be able to fight it all and get what we need. And the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost, and whatever religion that you believe in, with your ancestors and everything else like that, because we have no other choice. We always had to fight. Our ancestors, after ancestors, from one generation to the next generation, there was tragedy, there was death, there was sickness, and our people just kept going and kept fighting. A lot of our people didn't run to the grocery store or run here because we didn't have the funds, or we couldn't even enter them buildings. Good night, Tony. Good night, everybody. Much love to all my peeps and my peoples. Peep Squad is in the building, baby. We're going to the top. Please hit that like button. Stay woke, stay up, and tomorrow, you know, we're going to go live and talk about the coronavirus, and then we got Love and Hip Hop. We'll see what Love and Hip Hop Atlanta brings to us, you know what I'm saying? But if you work in a hospital, you know what I mean? That's real serious shit, because I have family members that are working in the hospital, and yes, you know, they are in the hospital where, you know, they have confirmed cases, where people are isolated. Only the nurses and the doctors can go into as well. And if my friends are a nurse or a doctor, they got to go in. Well, basically, they don't really understand what they have, but they know that it can spread, so people are just trying to be careful with the situation. And you know, they have a lot of testing centers. I don't know if you want to go to these testing centers and have them inject you with anything. I don't know if you want anybody to break your skin at this moment, because who's to say they healthy? Who's to say, you know, they ain't sick? So basically, try to call your doctor, go to the emergency room. They might quarantine you. They might keep you in there. You don't. Who knows? They are setting up beds. They are doing all that other stuff. But, you know, please keep yourself with fluids in your body. Cranberry juice, you know, orange juice, water, pH water, the cleanest filtered water, you know, alkaline water the most. If you don't have alkaline water, you can take half of a teaspoon with a cup of warm water, put some baking soda inside, stir it up and drink it. That would help. Not a cup, but at least, you know, maybe a liter of water with a half a cup of, baking soda will help alkaline the water too as well, to make the water, more good for you. And plus it helps with heartburn too as well. So you want to make sure you get your prescriptions filled and things like that. But ultimately, whatever's going to happen, we're going to have to face it and get through it and do what we got to do and take care of business, because we've been taking care of business and doing what we had to do forever and ever. Our parents before that had to as well. So we just got to keep our head up and keep it moving. So thank you guys so much. One love to all my peeps and my people. Thank you so much, Tony, for calling in. Thank you, Levon. Thank you, Sagittarius, Boom, Bam, Pop, J-Mac. Thank you for coming through. I really appreciate that. A, thank you. Lynn, thank you. All my peeps and my peoples, thank you so much. And the Queen Lovebug, thank you for coming through. Check out her YouTube channel. Check out Ball Life. Please check out his YouTube channel, showing some love. Missing Nina Bug, thank you. Tony, thank you. A, thank you for calling in too as well. I am humble only by name. Thank you for coming through. I appreciate everybody that came into the chat. Christine, thank you. Much love for coming through. I really do appreciate it. And thank you, T. Foxworth, for coming through. I really do appreciate. Sherry Jackson, thank you for coming through. I appreciate it, baby. I appreciate it so much. Levon, thank you for coming through and supporting the Queen Lovebug. Thank you for coming through. And I think that is all the names. If I forgot you, I'm sorry. Emily Kelly, thank you for coming through. I appreciate it. Jacob Bites, thank you for coming through. Please check out his YouTube channel, show him some love. The Homeless Advocate, thank you for coming through. I really do appreciate it. For real, for real. Much love to all my peoples and my peoples. Peep Squad is in the building, baby. Elizabeth, thank you for coming through. Absol, thank you for coming through. Much love to you, brother. For real, for real. Thank you, Tony. Thank you, everybody. Like, I'm just going down the thank you list. Thank you. We up. We're going to stay up. We're going to stay strong. We're going to stay powerful. And, like, we're going to have to deal with shit as it happens, as it comes to as well. You could only prepare so much unless you have a bonkers, or unless you like one of them doomsday people. Unless, you don't have to go out to a job and be around people that, we're going to have to do. We're going to have to bite the bullet. Do what we got to do to handle business. That's just going to be what it's going to be. We're going to have to do what we got to do. We've been doing what we got to do. We ain't dependent on a motherfucker to do shit for us before. And we ain't going to start today or tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Our people knew how to hunt. They knew how to cook. They knew how to scavenge for vegetables and fruits too as well. We got to do what we got to do. Peace. I'm out. One love to all my peeps and my people.